really weird afternoon, so let's get the fuck out of town at this point. I ran around, got a burger, I got a video of it and stuff. Talking about it earlier on live. So I was like, alright, go get some food, get some green stuff. So I spent like $15 on green stuff, a couple of free little jibber jabbers. And then went and got water and stuff like that for the day, speaking of which I should drink some. I was like, I'm going to kick it under the tarp and then I'll head out tomorrow. There's some more rain potentially coming later. So I do all that. Go get my burger, get rained on a little bit. Go get supplies. So then I come back to here, where I'm camping out. And I don't want to get back under the tarp. I was under there for a while yesterday, so I want to stretch out a little bit, So I grab my bucket and I go across the trail here. And I sit down and this car pulls up. And they're like, get real close so they could see me. And I wave. And I kind of speed off. All right. Must not be social. So then I'm fucking walking back into town because I lost the fucking green stuff. $15 fucking gone into the ethers. Still haven't found it. They give you these big ass bags here in Montana. So I was like, all right, if I can find it, fine. I probably dropped it in the store. It was in my hoodie pocket. So I probably dropped it in the store. Someone grabbed it. I even went back to the store. Hey, they won't drop the bag off. They're like, no, you just went next door for that? I was like, yeah, fuck. What are you gonna do? I lost it. Right? Yeah, rest in peace. But right before I got to the store, this fucking cop pulls up. Skirt! And I'm like, whoa. Hey, what up, homie? What the fuck is going on? Like, immediately playing back all the crimes I've committed. I'm like, yeah, I've just committed the crime of sleeping so far. I'm doing all right. Hey, you match a description for indecent exposure. I'm like, the fuck I do? The fuck I do? Must be a doppelganger running around town. The fuck you mean? Right? And not only that, it's the chief of fucking police here for Columbia Falls on top of it. So I'm like, god damn, man. God damn. What's up, homie? No, same old, same old. So I'm like, god damn, man.
Man.
Hello, puppy. Hello.
Mama?
That is one cute dog, sir.
Thank you.
So I'm like, what the hell,
Come on, baby.
And what happened is the person that... Oh, you're fine. The person that pulled up saw me sitting on the bucket and thought I was taking a shit. In my bucket.
Mama?
Hello.
Come on. Good job.
Good dogs. Dogs are cute. A dull moment. But I gotta say, like, what a weird assumption to make. You see, so like, I'm sitting on a bucket in the fucking woods or whatever, but your first assumption's like, wow, that guy's definitely taking a shit. Like, with my pants all the way up, what do you think? I got a hole in the back? You know what I mean? What the fuck? So they call the police. There's a guy taking a shit in the woods. He's pissing and shitting everywhere. So now I'm getting jammed up with an indecent exposure fucking charge. I'm like, you fucking kidding me, dude? Am I going to jail for this? What the fuck? I didn't think of the bucket just yet. Right, we get cats and dogs to the camp. But, I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't figure it out. I'm like, no, I'm not pissing or shitting anywhere. The only place I went to the bathroom, I told them, was the burger place, Mudman Burger here in Columbia Falls. I was like, yeah, it was the only place I've gone to the fucking bathroom yet. Hey, can I see an ID? I'm like, I'd rather not. Like, you fit the description. I'm like, all right, legally I have to. Here you go. We're investigating a crime. Just kind of have to. And they ran me and all that. And he was like, so what were you doing? I was like, walking around. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not doing what I'm accused of, that's for sure. And they cut me loose. And as I'm walking away, which is cool, they could have jammed me up further. Cut me loose, though. They're like, hey, yeah, you're all set, he's passing through town or whatever. They were really interested in where my camp was, so I was like, yeah, I'm camped out over there. Because they still no one saw my tarp yet at that point when I had it set up back in these trees here. I was like, all right, well, it's not going to tell you what the fuck my stuff is. Go find some grizzly bear poop and be like, ha-ha, we caught him. Again, the cops are cool. You know, they just doing their job. They didn't, I didn't feel bullied or harassed or anything like that until after. Because like when I walk, it's like, okay, so at this point, all I'm doing is walking back into town because I lost my green stuff, right? So I spent $15, you know, just like on some pre-spun stuff. It's like, hell yeah. And I lost that bag, you know. Get this out of y'all's way. But I lost that bag. So I was like, I'm just looking, I'm trying to go around town and find this fucking bag to retrace on my steps. And then, you know, the chief of police shows up. You know, we got a, for the description of someone that was peeing and pooping. And I was like, yeah, I've only done that in bathrooms today, you know. Which is true. You know, sometimes you might catch me out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, I'm going to dig a hole, got to do what I got to do. But town's right there. It's like a 15-minute walk. You know what I mean? I can hold it. It'll be fine. But when I left, I went chased my steps all the way back to where I was. We're trying to find this green stuff still. I did find one of the bags. I got all excited because in Montana you have to have a bag to walk out of the store with. And I found one, but it's empty, so it was just littering. I'm like, fuck. My day's been eventful. I'm going through it now. But, when I walk out of the gas station, there's cops posted right there. And I'm like, all right. And then I walk down the street and a cop drives by me. I'm like, yeah, okay, maybe I'm just, you know, whatever. Same cop drives by 3 minutes later. So then I took them on a little tour of their own town. Like I was here, going to here. I went from here to there, to here, to here, to there, then to here. Like, there's constantly a cop driving or parked by where I was. And I was like, oh, keeping tabs in case they all of a sudden decide to, hey, get them. But with that whole debacle going on, I decided to pack my shit up and get the fuck out of here. Again, like, whatever. The chief of police didn't bother me. I didn't feel bullied or harassed until after, when all of a sudden the cops were everywhere. I fucking happened to be going by. There happened to be a cop there. And I don't think I've seen a single fucking Columbia Falls cop before that. You know, small town, nothing better to do, fine. But I judge heavily. I judge the person that saw me sitting on a bucket in the woods. And it was like, oh, clearly he's shitting in that bucket. Even who cares if I was? You know what I mean? If it was on the ground or something, yeah, you know what I mean? I did wave excitedly at them and say, hey, because they pulled up and like stared at me. I was like, hi. You know, like reading my book real quick, studying some stoicism. Reading my book real quick and fucking just having to sit. I was walking around all fucking morning, you know. I started up like 11 for like 2 hours and was hoofing around town. It was nice. I didn't have my gear on me, so it felt like a nice little stroll. You know, I was checking some stuff out, got some food and shit, you know. And that quickly led into the case of the century when I decided to come back here. I didn't want to go back into the tarp. I wanted to sit outside and just not be, you know, cooped up in a tarp all day. So I decided to grab my bucket from my tarp and go sit across the trail here. And that's when Detective Karen came into play. He's pissing and shitting. Call the cops on him. And, oh, Catherine, I won't forget that God is how I eat, etc. Hun babe, whatever pet name you want to call me. If you remember to check out your Bible, Matthew 6-1, 6-1, where doing performative religion for attention, for purposes of attention to the public, will keep you from getting into heaven. You get no boons from your Father that way. So I'll remember that God is how I eat, or whatever the fuck you're saying. If you remember to actually read the Bible, check out Matthew 6-1, where you say exactly what you're doing in here is why you'll never get into heaven. So make sure you tell your priest, pastor, or whatever way you make amends in your religion. Otherwise, you'll be burning in hell with the rest of us. Just remember that, hun. You know what I mean, babe? Tim Honeycutt, what's up, homie? Nothing I hate worse than being called a fucking pet name from someone I don't know. Unless they're an old lady that works at a diner, that's perfectly fine with me. Nothing I hate worse than people that try to force their religion into every single conversation. You know what I mean? Get a hobby. Get a fucking hobby or something. Yeah, those are certainly words. I don't know what they mean put together like that. What's up, Robert Miller? But Donnie? I have no idea what the hell that means. Sorry, homie. Just go hurt yourself by holding. I don't know what that means. Sorry. Which I'm sure that it has some deep meaning to it. I just don't understand it. How cold is it here? I don't know. Whatever it is in Columbia Falls, Montana. If you want to look it up and tell me, feel free. Knock yourself out. How's your day been? Eventful. Eventful. I got accused of indecent exposure. Didn't get charged with anything, thank goodness. But someone saw me sitting on my bucket in the woods and assumed I was going to the bathroom in my bucket. My bucket's for sitting, not shitting, by the way. I should get that in bold and giant letters on the side. And then everywhere I went in town, cops were there, either driving by me or they're posted up somewhere I happen to be walking. And I'm like, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't see a single cop out here at all in the last 2 days I've been here. Now they were everywhere when I was, after I deal with the chief of police for indecent exposure. So I'm just gonna get moving. Especially like I was sitting right across the way here when they saw me sitting on my bucket when the car pulled up, saw me sitting on my bucket. So the spot is blown up. The spot is compromised. So we'll go get a new one. Probably just leave town tomorrow. Maybe I'll leave town today, we'll see. Because I fucking stink, so I want to clean myself up before I go hitchhiking or anything like that. Even if I were to Uber or something like that, I don't want to get in anyone's car. Fucking being as dirty as I am right now. So maybe I'll go do laundry. I wanted to do that anyway. I plan on doing that anyway today. I'm so pissed off at myself. This is a me problem that I caused myself. I went to the green store. I got $15 in little pre-spun gibbers there. Good to go. Loving life. And then they give you a giant bag here in Montana, no matter how much you get. And I took that bag, I shoved it in my sweater pocket, must have fell out somewhere. I was walking back to camp and shit, so that's annoying. I still have some, so I'm fine. That's I don't even know why it's bothering me. It's just I spent money on something and then within 20 minutes lost the fucking thing. So don't gift or donate to me, guys. I'm just gonna fucking whatever I buy with what you guys gift and donate is gonna fall out of my fucking pocket anyway. Save your money. Do yourself a favor. Knock yourselves up. So annoying. It is frustrating. I don't even know why, because I have plenty, You snoring last night. Yeah, I haven't done a sleep lab in a while. Yeah, I find that weird, Nova Star. Like, if you see someone doing something horrible and you really want to call the police on them, like, whatever, fine. But you see a guy sitting on a bucket and immediately you're like, that guy's clearly taking a shit. Like, with my pants all the way up? Interesting. How's that work? Yeah. So they didn't even look long enough to actually assess the situation to see, like, my pants weren't down or anything like that. They see a guy sitting, they're like, oh, that guy's clearly pooping. Let's call the police, potentially ruin his fucking life. Yeah. Detective Karen on the case. So I do find that exceptionally strange. Yeah. Someone saw me sitting on my bucket in the woods and decided to call the police and say I was shitting and pissing in the bucket. Cops didn't jam me up too long, you know what I mean? They're really trying to ask some leading questions like, hey, where's your camp? Where's your stuff? Because at the end I was like, yeah, I was sitting on my bucket. I didn't really think of it at the moment. I'm like, I don't know. The only place I went to the bathroom was that store over there, that restaurant. I got my burger for lunch, But I wasn't until I was about to walk away. I was like, oh, wait, I got a bucket with all my stuff. It was sitting on my bucket. They probably thought I was, doing something fucked up. And he was like, oh, where's that at? And I was like, oh, yeah, over that way. Yeah, way over by the grocery store, way over that way. In reality, it was way over that way. But then when I left this, so I was retracing my steps. I got some green stuff. Let me go through the story real quick. I get up, start moving. I get into town. I went and got a burger from Mudman. It was fucking really good too. $20 for a burger, fries, and a drink. I'm like, ooh, But I got like the biggest one they have, and it was really good. I got a video on it. I gotta put together soon. But after that, I went to the green store. I got two, pre-spun guys. Went to the gas station, got some other shit, and then I was on the phone with my parents for a while and shit. And then I came back to camp, and I didn't want to go. I didn't want to sit in the tarp because I was under there for so long. It was like cramped up, So I was like, let me just sit up and be out in the shade for a bit. It was sunny out at the time, and someone pulls up and they see me sitting there. They pulled up closer. They see me better. I wave and they kind of like sped off. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? Whatever. And then immediately I checked my sweater pockets because I was like, oh, maybe I guess instead of hitting a gibber now, I'll go do laundry. With a nice little fucking buzz on. Just fucking some green stuff. And then I realized, oh shit, it's not in my pocket. Fuck. So I immediately put everything by the tarp again, walked back into town. bip on the train tracks. I walked on, I'm looking down, looking for it. I come out of the train tracks, and a cop car, skirt, fucking flying over. And I was like, what the fuck? Immediately I'm trying to play through everything I've done illegal today. I'm like, I just slept illegally, just camped illegally. That's not a big deal, you know? Misdemeanor or fine or something, you know what I mean? It's not like we need to apprehend this criminal kind of behavior, like skirt, pulling into a abandoned building I was walking by. And I give a wave, and he jumps out of the car as the chief of police. And he's like, hey, you match the description of an indecent exposure suspect. And I'm like, the fuck, what? Like, come again? Like, that's more serious crime than anything I've committed today. Please go on. And what it was is when I was sitting on the bucket, that car that pulled up, they thought I was relieving myself from my bucket, which my bucket's for sitting, not shitting, for the new folks here. Still never found the green stuff. I went all the way back to the gas station. There's no green stuff to be found. I checked with the people that work there, see if someone dropped. If I dropped it, someone picked it up and brought it up or anything like that. The lady behind the counter was like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "That's my own fault. No one to blame but me. It's all right." So then I leave the gas station. As soon as I go to the next building, there's a police car right there, and they're both like looking everywhere but me. And I'm like, "This is awkward." And then the cop drives by me, and then 3 minutes later, the same cop drives by me, and all this, and I'm like, fuck this, man. So I took him on a chase. I kept seeing cops driving by me in park places. Again, I haven't seen a single cop here at all, but like, it's a small town, not much is going on. So instead of going from here to here where my camp was, I went from here to here to here to there to here, and then over to here, and then down to camp that way. Just you're gonna follow me around. It's making fun at least for you. It's fun for me. Plus, it was a nice walk anyway. So when I came back here, I was like, dude, even if I am not bothered for the rest of the day, I got some rain that looks like it might be coming through in a minute here, probably the next half an hour to an hour or so, even if it does hit me, but I'll just figure it out. Fuck it. Because the entire time sitting under my I had it set up in a way that you couldn't really see me, so I couldn't really see out unless I'm like looking underneath the tarp, pulling it up. So I'm like, look, if I sit under my tarp now for the rest of the day, especially if I start hitting the green stuff, I lost what I got today. I still got some other shit I've had for a while. I was just trying to spend money needlessly, I guess. But I'm like, the entire time I'm under my tarp, I'm paranoid that I'm gonna be fucked with. You know what I mean? Like, any car that pulls up, I'm assuming it's a cop car or whatever. You know what I mean? Fuck this, let's get out of here. Plus, like, the camping laws here, as long as I'm not set up, as long as I'm just sitting here, I'm not committing a crime. So I'm just going to move spots tonight. Like I said, I'll probably go do laundry after the live. And then tomorrow, I'll camp out somewhere on the outskirts. And then tomorrow, just hitchhike the fuck out of town. Get the hell out of here. Will I see myself in 5 years? I don't know. Probably not in a live chat asking random creators that question. Hopefully still doing this, man. Hopefully. Mental health and family health and body allowing. But yeah, it's been a hell of a day. I do like how unbothered by shit I am. It's just like, oh, okay. Oh, I lost my thing. I lost what I just got at the store. Oh, I'm being accused of indecent exposure. Oh. Yeah, hopefully still this. We'll see. Time will tell. But I figure after all that excitement, it's just time for me to get the fuck out of here. You know, busybody Karen that called me in for pooping in a bucket that I was sitting on, not shitting on, by the way. They're gonna come back and fucking take a peek and jam me up or something. Try to look for the evidence of the crime. I know there's human poop in these woods. I will find it. If the green's really good, thanks for dropping it. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. I got the big bad Larrys, too. I got a deal. Instead of the 0.5, I got the full one. I got 2 of them bitches. I'm like, bro, that's like more than enough for one whole night for me, man. Fuck yeah, kick back. I was even like, yo, come under the tarp. Maybe run some D&D for folks. Anyone in the community wants to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, we can run a game real quick. Do a quick one-shot, teach people how to play that haven't played before or whatever, and just, drink some beer, hit some fucking green stuff, and have a chill night. Doing something I enjoy. And then the poop accusations began. Let's get the fuck out of here. Let's just fucking go. I was there to get you some. It's only $15 worth. You know what I mean? Like I said, it was a deal. It was 2 for 15, 3 for 20. I was like, I don't want to pay $20. I'm glad I didn't pay it. I see this has saved $5 out of the situation, I guess, and I'm aligning. But I was like, yeah, 20 is too much to spend just for fucking vice real quick, you know? Plus all my other vices. So I was like, you know what? Let me just get the fucking 2 for 15. I probably would have used one, maybe 1.5 throughout the evening and night. But I lost the fucking things, and I'm not going to be out on my top because Detective Karen thinks people that are sitting down are automatically taking a shit. But there are a decent amount of people that come up with their own conclusions of what is the buckets for. Really, it's just a place to sit. It's just like this mobile studio created with tripods and shit, whatever. Yeah, but it's also a place to store my expensive electronics I don't want squished in a pack, you know. The convenience store is not far. It's right down the road. I think I'm gonna walk the other. I think I'm gonna get to the outskirts of town. I think that's the main objective today. Just get away from town now. Maybe I can find a gas station on the outskirts somewhere in either direction. Just get up that way, you know, get away from anyone that lives here, kind of thing. Because that's a serious fucking accusation to make on somebody, you know. So you know, homie, it's a small town, you know, right? So homie called the police for me sitting on a bucket. Said I was doing something that would be indecent exposure, right? So you know, everyone in fucking town is aware of the situation. You know, they told their friend and their aunt and their fucking uncle and their fucking mother, and then they told their aunt and their friend, oh, I saw that guy, he was carrying a bucket, I seen him, you know what I mean? And I just don't need that rap in my life, you know? Because the only crime I was committing was sitting. Yeah. So I think I was gonna get the fuck out of town now. Cool little spot, you know, one little thing was kind of put a bad taste in my mouth. And then the cop trying to figure out where I was camped out, where my stuff was, where my gear was, you know. Howdy, Jay, what's up, homie? Yeah, it's for sitting, not shitting, goddammit. Yeah, I've been through West Virginia. I gotta do more tramping around there. I've only been to like Kenosha, whatever it's called, the tri-state area. I've been through all of West Virginia, but I haven't actually tramped around there yet. Yeah, I think it's time to go. God, taking a poo. What's up, Angela? You know what's up. Oh, when am I coming through West Virginia? I don't know. What's up, G Marie? I'm not sure. I don't know what I'm doing today anymore. It's all part of it. I take it in stride. You know, it's like, oh, I dropped something. I lost something. You know, oh, that's my bad. I did that. No blame there but me. You know, but I cannot wrap my brain around it. Like, I've never seen a human being sitting on something and be like, that person's definitely shitting. Hold on. Yellow 911? Yes. There was a guy taking a shit. Was his pants down? No. No, they're all the way up. I know. Evil son of a bitch. Maybe some of my love handle is hanging out of my fucking sweater or something. I don't know. But I guess I need an excuse to be proactive today anyway. Oh. Yeah. Walking around town, like, oh shit, I gotta use the bathroom. Hey, do you want to use one of the many bathrooms in town that you're near? Nah, I only shit in a bucket. I don't know. I did give him a big old smile and a wave. What the hell? Oh, the fucking branch is hitting my phone, pressing buttons. It's funny. But, I don't know. People are fucking weird, man. It could have been any number of guys with buckets. Well, I didn't have my gear with me. I was walking in the town. I had my sweater in my hand. I just started walking outside, so I was already walking for hours at that point, you know. So I had my sweater in my hand, and I decided to retrace my steps, try to find my green stuff I dropped, you know, which, rest in peace, it was never discovered. But I don't know, if I do get rain, it's not going to be bad. I'll figure something out, make it work. And then once I get through tonight, I'm not going to worry about rain at all, really. a shame. A nice little spot, man, like tucked into this tree like this, you know? My tarp was in the tree. I still got some paracord holding up the branches to give me more space. E.B. Howdy. Say howdy again. Howdy. Howdy. I don't want to be a cowboy anymore. I don't want to be a cowboy, E.B. Thank you. Oh my God, still go. Stop. Thank you, homie. Yeah, the elk found the green stuff. I fucking hate you, Queen Diva. That's funny. To make more room so I can have my tarp in here, I tied the branches up off to the sides and shit. And it's going great because the way I set my tarp up, like the branches I tied off to, I had a couple of anchor points that wouldn't move, and the rest would move with the tarp would move with the branches that were moving in the wind. So it was a lot less pressure on the tent stakes. This is a nice fucking spot. But since I was 15 feet that way when Detective Karen decided that anyone that must be sitting on a bucket is clearly using the fucking toilet on it, I don't feel comfortable staying here. Even if I wasn't bothered ever again, like me sitting in the tarp, every car I heard, every time it was any noise, I'm like, oh, police are here to kick me out, you know? And I just didn't want to deal with any of that. So, pack it up, pack it in, let me begin. Pretty much all packed up, anywho. Get him, Hitch, get him. Damn, get him, Hitch. What up, Blue Oranges? The police weren't too bad. They did harass me a little bit after the fact. But let me go through the story for anyone that's came through. I'll give you guys a quick version for those that have heard it a couple times already. Charge report, just a particular way. All right, there we go. But yeah, I was walking around town today. I got a burger, and then I went to the green store. I spent $15 on two, like one G fucking pre-spun boys, and then I went to the gas station. Got some water, food for later, some blueberry fucking almonds, super fancy. And then I walked back to here. I walked back to camp. Went down with everything in town. It takes me about an hour and a half to like walk in town, do what I got to do, and walk back. It's like a 15-minute walk, so it's a 30 minutes round trip just to get out, get back to camp. So there's like a place up here where people walk their dogs, and then there's like a trail right here. Let me show you. There's like a trail right here where like cars come by. More people walk their dogs and shit. Not often, but I've seen people, like someone just came up with two dogs and all. They're really nice guy. Well, let me get back to the story. Sorry. This story's turning a big nothing burger because I have ADHD. But I get back from everything I'm doing in town, right? So I take my bucket. I got the tarp set up and all that. I don't want to sit in my tarp and be all cramped up. I was just in there all night. I was like, let me just fucking stretch out a little bit. I'll sit over here in the shade of this tree. So this car pulls up, like where the dog park thing is. This car pulls up, and then they're just staring. There's just two people staring at me. So I was just like, hey. And I give them a smile and a wave. And they speed off. And I'm like, what the fuck was that about? I didn't think much of it, People are weird. So I immediately realized I had the green stuff in my hoodie pocket. And I realized it wasn't there anymore. So I was like, fuck, man. Like, I just bought this shit, like, 25 minutes before this. Right? So, if that, let's just say 15. Like, whatever. I just got this shit, And now I fucking dropped it. Like, God damn it. It's only $15 worth, whatever. It just sucks because, like, if it was 2 days from now, I'd have no problem at all with the fact that I just got it. Howdy again, EBC. Howdy again. I don't want to be a cow, Troy. Save a horse, ride a cow, Troy. EB, I don't want to be a cow, Troy. Thank you, homie. So I didn't think much of the car that could come up and saw me. Howdy again. I didn't think much of the car that came up and saw me, right? And I realized I lost my green shit. So immediately, let me go retrace my steps. So I grab my bucket, throw it under the tarp again, and I'm off. Right? So I get to town. I walk by some train tracks. And, just what I was doing. Just wait till the end of the story using many numbers. Goddamn. So I'm walking through, and I'm looking around. I even find, in Montana, they have to give you a big bag that's like child-proof. Anytime you get green stuff, they have to give you that bag. It's by law. So I found one that looked exactly like it from the same store, right? A white bag. So I go, I'm like, yes! I grab it empty. It says litter, It might be the same bag, but someone already pulled everything out of it. Either way, it's not in there. The search continues. So I walk out from the train tracks, and all of a sudden, the chief of police, I didn't know it was the chief of police at the time, so they came out here, the chief thing on this thing, but the chief of police comes up, skirt, skirt, and I'm like, whoa, hey, what's up, buddy? And he says, you match the description of an indecent exposure call we just got. And I'm like, the fuck I did. The fuck I do, you know, like, oh, I don't think that's me. They're like, yeah, we got a report of someone pissing and shitting, just down the railroad tracks. I was like, oh yeah, that's not me. I only place I've gone to the bathroom is Mudman Burger over there. I don't know, I think he's trying to jam me up. He goes, where is that? I'm like, right there, Mudman Burger, the one right there. You know. Oh, I gotta check that. But when I talked to the guy, I was like, yeah, the only place I've gone to the bathroom is that store right there, you know. And if I was in nature, like, yeah, I'd dig a hole if I had to go to the bathroom. I mean, shit my pants. But I'm 15 minutes from town, you know. I just go fucking in town and go to the bathroom. So I'm like, what the hell is going on here? I saw someone to see me and they're breaking my chops. What the fuck? This is someone from the internet, you know. I was going live earlier. It wasn't showing much. I'm trying to play everything through. And I'm like, what the fuck just happened here, right? So he checks my ID. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather not, but he's well within his rights to ask for one. There is a crime being investigated, you know. So I give him the ID. I probably shouldn't have, but whatever. Probably should have made a bigger stink about it. So he cuts me loose, which is fine, right? So I didn't feel bullied or harassed at that point. I still don't feel bullied. It's just afterwards got really weird, right? Because like after I went to the gas station, I was like, hey, did anyone print in a bag from next door that says like, little green stuff? And they're like, no, why? You were just here. I was like, yeah, I dropped it. I was just hoping someone turned it in here. They're like, no, my God, you just got that? I'm like, yeah, just got that. No big deal, my fault. No one else to blame but me. So that when I left, I go to the next building over, there's a cop there when I walk by. It's like two cops in a squad car, and they're both looking everywhere but me. And I'm like, that's sketchy. And then I walk down the road, and the cop's coming down the road. And then the same cop 3 minutes later is coming down the same road. I'm like, yeah, this is a small town, and they got nothing better to do. So I ended up, walking from here. Like, so camp is here, I'm here. I walk from here, down to there, over to here, up to here, to there, then down. Yeah, slow day if the Chief's trying to get the serial pooper. He did say, he's like, it's a big problem out here. People shitting's a big problem out here. I'm not sure what you mean, Marie, but you're good, homie. You're good. No worries. But yeah, that threw me. I tried not to laugh. I did pretty good. EP with those press start order. Yeah, so because like I laughed. How could I not, Amy? Because he was like, so you weren't pissing and shitting? No, man. Like, I went over there, like I told you. He was like, it's a big problem over here. Yeah, that's terrible. I'm trying. You can definitely tell I was not taking the situation seriously. You got a bunch of people going around town shitting. It's a big problem out here. People taking shits. The chief of police investigating someone taking a shit. I should have got a CAD number. I want to hear that fucking 911 call. Hello, there's a guy. He's sitting on a bucket. Well, man, that's not illegal. He's clearly shitting in the bucket. Oh, another one? That's the third one this week. We'll be right there. Chief, someone's taking a shit. Not on my watch. Boom. Skirt. I'm not doing that to you puss, all right? It's a shitty town. Chief, it's happening again. God damn it. When will they stop? Sunglasses on. He wasn't wearing sunglasses, but for the skit, it sounds cooler. Sunglasses on. Car engine starts up. Hits the road. There he is. By the train tracks. The serial shitter. Reach for the sky. I didn't think of the bucket till the end. Because I was like, what the fuck is going on here? You're like, what the hell? Chan, thank you. I'm going to read the note. I think I know what it's for. Totally on you. I always like you put the caveat. Hey, whatever you want to do with it. But if you wanted to replace that, yeah, I'll definitely put it towards that. I appreciate you. I also just read the note where it says shush. I fucked that up. moving along. You gotta read the whole note from now on. I'm not good at what I do. But the two things that got me in the situation. One, that happens all the time out here. Oh my God. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why are you telling me this anyway? You know what I mean? Why the fuck? I get it, because he's like, yeah, you sure you weren't shitting and pissing out there? No, man. The fuck? No, I told you I went over there. The fucking Mudman Burgers. I'm here to promote your fucking town and businesses. Like for a job. I didn't say all that, obviously. I don't do that. Don't you know who I am? Because no one does. But he stopped me. I was trying to keep it together, trying to take this seriously, but obviously it's very hard because with the subject matter we're talking about. It's a really big problem out here. Is it? People shitting. It's like. No, it just came out of like L.A., Fresno, Bakersfield, Stockton, Lodi, Portland. There's some really big cities, some really serious shit going on. When I come out here, it's like, all right, we found a crime of the century. Some guy taking shit. For the record, I don't shit in my bucket. I would never do that to Buckley. That's my homie. I'm a proud bucket dad. Totally do with the follow, thank you. So given all that excitement, I decided to immediately come back. Well, once I lost the cops, they kept fucking following me around and shit. You know what I mean? Probably scoping me out. Maybe they're trying to bag me for an illegal camping situation. I don't know what the fuck they were getting into. But they were everywhere I fucking went. There was a cop either parked there or fucking driving by. And I'm like, all right, what's going on here? So I was like, all right, let me fucking skirt these fuckers and get rid of them. Go get busy doing something else for a moment. Okay, cool, I can fuck off. I hit my camp. First thing I did is I started fucking pulling tent stakes up right off the rip, shoved my sleeping bag in my pack, rolled up my tarp and my sleeping mat, and put that, off to the side. Started wrapping up my tarp, In the beginning of the live, we saw wrapping up cordage and putting away my tripod and all that. I still got some stuff to unplug and situate and all that. But the idea was anyone can drive by right now and doing nothing illegal. I'm just sitting under a tree. There's nothing I'm doing that's illegal. I can't get bad for illegal camping or anything like that. From my understanding, it's public property. There's not a single sign posted or anything. And the locals use this to walk dogs and whatever the fuck, take pisses. Apparently shits too. Yeah, man, it was a hell of a interesting moment. So I decided to get the fuck out of here. It's been a super cool town. It's definitely not a representation of the town. It's just one detective, Cameron, he's sitting on a bucket. That guy's clearly shitting. Let's call the police. But again, it is a small town up here, so I'm like, dude, now everywhere I go with this fucking bucket, everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're shitting that, huh? I don't need that kind of rep in my life. I do enough stupid shit in life. I don't need any more. False jackets. I learned that from the Tank Lip crew. Metal Cow, Blue Oranges in here. You guys have to watch Tank Lip. Not because of Tank. He sucks. He's the worst person I've ever seen in my life. But the community that it's so fucking weird. In a good way, but it's so strange to me because I've seen lolcows like him before. I've always had a more fascination with people that get a social media platform and they get too greedy to fuck it all out. The straight out lying, right? But the entire time these people are calling out this Tank Lip guy. They're telling him how to be respected, run a respectable platform, how to have a sustainable platform, and it's all solid, great advice. But he just fucks it all because he's just too greedy, Oh, I've been Rambo'd out quite a few times, man. When I first started, I was dumb. I'll take a ride from a cop. Fucking trees hitting my phone. I'll take a ride from a cop. I don't give a fuck. I'm trying to get from point A to point B. You're going to take me closer, take me all the way there. Yeah, I'm making some rain. I'll figure it out. Camping here doesn't seem too smart, But if I get rain, it's not going to be, I'm not going to get a giant storm for hours and hours on end. It'll be like a 20-minute, half an hour storm or a shower. You know, like I can work around that. I can find a place to tuck into for a brief moment, no problem. You know, calling all cars. We got a man shitting in the woods. God damn, got another code 3. When will they stop? When do they stop shitting on our small town? The chief was cool. He didn't bully me or harass me. You know what I mean? It was very, very plain. He was trying to figure out like, where I was camping. And he was trying to figure out some information and shit. You know. So I just kept it on task. You know, like, hey, let's get this going so I can get out of here, kind of thing. And but when I left, man, yeah, like, as soon as I walked out of the store, the gas station, was checking to see if I found that bag I dropped. Immediately, there's a cop car, 2 cops sitting. They're looking everywhere but me. They're not talking to each other. I'm like, all right, that's sketch. I kept seeing cops like parked conveniently where I'm walking, or like driving by. And maybe it's just because I had a police interaction, you know what I mean? Maybe they just developed some paranoia because I had a police interaction moments before. Or maybe they're scoping me out, trying to figure out where I was trying to go, where I was camping and all that. Because the chief asked me where I was camping. I was like, oh yeah, over there by the grocery store. And then, which I'm not, I'm on the other side of town. So when I walked off, I just took him for a chase. I just took him for a walk. Just walked down here. I was camped here. I was here when they talked to me. I went up here, then down here, then up here, then over here, then came back. I didn't see him anymore. So, and anyway, everything's set up now. I'm no longer illegally camping. I'm just sitting somewhere. You know. Well, I don't judge the police for getting a call and acting accordingly. You know, if they were following me around after and shit like that, if it's not just paranoia because like all of a sudden I'm aware of the police presence or something, you know. Which might be the case. It might just be me being on high alert because I was dealt with the police, whatever. You know, I'm not sure how things are going to play out. Or maybe they're skirting because there's nothing better to do. It's a small fucking town in fucking Montana. Whatever. You know, I judge the person that called me in. Wholeheartedly, I judge them. Like, what the fuck are you puffing on? What green stuff are you hitting? Maybe they found my bag. Maybe that's what happened. They found my bag and they started hitting some shit. And they went all wacky with the tobacco. Because, like, you see a guy sitting under a tree on a bucket. And you're like, that guy's clearly shitting. There's no doubt in my mind. We need to get this guy wrapped up with the legal system for indecent exposure right now. And what if I did get charged? There's no going back from that. You know what I mean? Like, it's innocent until proven guilty. Unless it's that. You know, anything relating to that kind of charge. There's no coming back from that. You know? I can sit here till I'm blue in the fucking face and be like, oh no, I was just sitting on a bucket and they assumed the worst. Yeah, right, buddy. No one would call for that. You know? But the police didn't jam me up, they didn't charge me with anything, any bullshit, you know? That's why I'm a big fan of committing one crime at a time. Oh, okay, well, I didn't do that one, but I am camping illegally over there. You know, hey, what are you doing in town? You're from Boston, what are you doing in town? I'm just passing through. You know, that's it. You don't need to know where I'm going, what I'm doing, you know what I mean? Let's keep it short and simple. If it gets too serious, I just start answering questions. You know, then my lawyer will speak for me. You know, get the taser ready. He looks backed up. That's the best part. I've been backed up for fucking 2.5 days. I would have loved to take a shit in a bucket today. Not mine, because that's my baby. You know what I mean? We don't shit in a bucket. But I'm backed up for 2.5 days, man. Shit. God damn, a lack thereof. So not only got to be fucking constipated on the fucking road, I got to have people accusing me of shitting everywhere while I can't shit. You know, what the fuck is my life? Nah, no hotels here, homie. No fucking way. Too expensive. Anyway, from here, so I'm in, oh man, the fucking tree knocked my sticker off the screen, at least on my end. I'm in Columbia Falls, lowest motel is $350. There's Whitefish, lowest motel is $350. Then there's Kalispell, sometimes they're cheap, sometimes they price gouge depending on the wildfire situation. But that's like a fucking $35 Uber just to get there, if they have cheap motels, which last week it was all over fucking, the Super 8 at one point was $450 for a Super 8. So instead of getting a motel this week, I just, I found outlets at this like market that like they probably only use on the weekends during the summer. So I found an outlet there, turned the power on the whole joint, I mean, allegedly. Plugged in my shit and got a full charge. So I'm good for another 4 or 5 days. Yo, Cass, what's up, homie? Yeah, if I hire a shithouse lawyer, yeah, I got accused of indecent exposure today by the chief of police here. He didn't accuse me; he was responding to a call. But I decided to get out of town. It's time to go. I was sitting on my bucket, right? Like I'm doing right now. I'm sitting on a bucket, and someone shows up. They see me on the bucket, and they're like, "Clearly, that man's pooping." So they called me up for indecent exposure, and I don't know. I don't want to be here anymore after that. It's one person. You say one person. I don't know if the cops will follow me around after. There might be some paranoid assumption because now I've just dealt with the police, And then talking to the chief of police, it wasn't that bad. It was just he had a call and he had to fucking respond to it. And he's even cut me loose before I even said anything about the bucket. Like I was walking away, I was like, oh wait, I was sitting on a bucket. Maybe that's why I sit on a bucket. I got a bucket with my gear and equipment. You know what I mean? It's like, where is your gear and equipment? I'm like, oh, that way. Like I'm definitely that way. But I don't want to come back to my shit and have a bunch of cops crawling all over it. But everywhere I turned, there seemed to be a cop car parked there or one going by. It is a small town in Montana. They really have nothing better to fucking do. So like, there is a chance. But again, it might be just me being paranoid or just being like number 23 type shit, where it's like, okay, now I'm thinking cops. I'm seeing them everywhere. So I don't know if they're following me. I don't know if this is paranoid. It's going to be one of the two, right? But I still judge the person that called me in. That's fucking weird. But I was talking about this earlier. Sorry to keep harping on this, but I find it fucking hilarious. Because I'm trying to keep a straight face over this whole time. What? We got to report you're pissing and shitting all over the place. What? No. The only bathroom I use is right there at that burger restaurant I was at earlier today. And I think he could kind of tell I was like, what the fuck? Like what? And he's like, it happens a lot here. It's a very common thing, or whatever the fuck, like. That's my retirement plan, is to be a cop in fucking Columbia Falls, Montana. What's the thing you gotta deal with the most? Serial shitters. Oh no, when are they gonna stop? Every morning, every cop in town fucking grabs the paper, gets some breakfast, has some coffee, opens the front page, and it's just a picture of human shit on a trail somewhere. God damn it, they did it again. All right, hon, don't worry about dinner tonight. It's gonna be a late one. We got a case to solve. Sunglasses on, engine starts in the fucking squad car. Sirens are blaring. We get to the scene, it's 4 CSI guys. They got the poop all taped off. They did it again, the bastards. We gotta find this guy. The chief of police is sitting there. He's got he's got a cup of coffee. He's at the station. He's got his feet up on the desk. Bring. Yeah, hello, dispatch. Shitting and pissing, you say? Chief perks up. Chair squeaks as he leans forward. Not another one. And boom, he's out there. Fucking engines on. Finds my ass. And it must have been really goofy to pull up on me, because again, I lost a bag of green stuff. So like, I just bought the motherfucker too. That's the most frustrating part. But I'm going like this the whole way. Was it there? Oh fuck, man. Is that it? No. Is that it? So he must have pulled up, and he's like, he's looking for a place to do it again. He's gonna shit at any moment. Is that the fuck? Is that it? Because if you lose something that's like a white bag, a small white bag, every piece of trash looks like it. By the way, trust me, find something that's white in a small bag about yay big, and then lose it on the ground somewhere. Every piece of trash looks like that. By the way, just throw that out there. So is that it? I'm just trying to find my lost merchandise. He's like, here he goes. He's trying to find another spot. He's shitting again. Get him. I still can't believe that one fucking line. It's a very common occurrence here. People shitting. What do you mean? What are you fucking talking about right now? Because I tried to take it seriously. I really did. I really did. Try to take it seriously. But I'm trying, you know. I'm not a good liar. My face always reveals, you know, what's going on upstairs. So he's probably talking about what? Oh, listen, he asked like a confirmation. He's like, so you weren't pissing and shitting over there? No, man. I told you, only bathroom I use is over here. You know, I think you can tell. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? Two grown adults talking about me taking a shit somewhere. What the fuck is going on? You know, it's a very common occurrence. You know, it happens here all the time. I think he says what he says, something like that. Fucking no. So I came back immediately, took all my shit down. You know. Who would admit it? I mean, dude, if I had to dig a hole and do my business, I would probably want to stay quiet. You know, I don't like to insult people's intelligence, but I also don't want to incriminate myself on shit. You see what I did there? I could have blamed the lettuce. Sorry, I had Taco Bell yesterday. Lucky to be alive. But, he didn't, he could have hemmed me up for a long time or whatever, you know what I mean? Whatever the fuck, but he didn't. You know, someone called in and said, hey, there's a person taking a shit, decent exposure, and he finds me, I match the description, which I'm so sick of hearing that all the time. You match the description. But, he didn't jam me up. He didn't hem me up. I didn't feel harassed or bullied in the conversation or the situation, you know, at all. I did see, like I said, everywhere I was turning after that for the next, like, half an hour, 40 minutes, there was a cop driving down the road and parked exactly where I was going, you know what I mean? I'm like, But again, maybe it's a 50-50 shot, I feel like, in my own head, where, like, usually the one, it's a small town in Montana, they got nothing to do, they want to make sure that I'm not up to no good, or whatever, or just let me know they're watching me, or I was just much more aware of police presence after that, you know? Good thing made the shit again. That's the description of what it said. A serial shitter. A serial shitter. Crime of the century out here. Real car Rosier. What's up, homie? But, you know, I gotta walk around town with this fucking bucket. And, like, you know that, mother. It's a small town in Montana. Everyone knows the story now. You know what I mean? Everyone knows there was a guy in the woods shitting in a bucket. And there's not gonna be any other version of that story because it's just gonna be that fucking, the lady that called me in. Detective Karen over here. So everywhere I go in town now is going to be like, hey, you leave that bucket outside. You know what I mean? I don't think I'm carrying around my shit in a bucket now. I've been accused of worse, I guess. The sequin shitter. Again, I got to go back and say I judged that lady harshly. What the fuck you mean you saw someone sitting down and you're like, they're clearly using the bathroom over there? I'm not going to look hard enough to see if their pants are down or not. I'm just going to assume that their pants are down and they're shitting on a bucket. You know, I don't fucking know. Or in a bucket. I did wave. Like, from their perspective, it must have been like a horror movie. You know, they see a guy in the woods and they're like, hey, who's that? And they pull up to see what's going on. I look over, I'm like, hey, I'm a friendly guy. You know, hey. Oh my God, he's shitting and he's getting off. And he looked me in my eyes and he waved with a smile on his face. He loves shitting with an audience. I'm just gonna walk around town in a diaper from now on. You know, it's fucking. The rest of the time here, it's getting an adult diaper. I never shit in a bucket. If I'm in nature, if I'm like out in it, and if I'm in the finite thick of things, like you gotta do, I'll dig a hole. You're supposed to go 6 inches down, you should go about 8 inches down, do my business, bury it up, call it a day. But again, that's only if like I'm out in the woods. You know, I'm 15 minutes from town. It's a 15-minute walk to town. You know, I mean, that's fucking nothing. You know, just I can go do my business. But again, the funniest part is I'm backed up for fucking 2.5 days now. You know, I need plenty of fiber. I don't fucking know. I'm backed the fuck up, so I can't even if I wanted to. You know, I got this problem with shitting the last 2.5 days. That I'm being accused of doing it. Like, I wish. You know, I fucking wish, dude. You know, I'm out here looking like I'm 2 years fucking pregnant. You know, because I'm all backed up and shit. Probably from all the bullshit I talk coming out my mouth. But, besides that, it's a really nice day. First fresh air I've gotten in weeks. The rain has taken all the smoke out of the air. I can see the mountains now. It's not just a smoky silhouette. I actually can see the mountains from here. And I can breathe. You know, some fresh mountain air, not just fucking smoke. Oh, what's up, Lisa? I'm in Montana. I got branches near me in this low-hanging tree, and I put the sticker up. Swipe the sticker out. Columbia. Sure. Montana. I had big plans of doing nothing today, and now it's ruined. Ruined. I was gonna hang out. I was like all like my time walking around town here, a couple hours. I was like, I want to run some D&D tonight. Like anyone that wants to learn how to play Dungeons and Dragons, we'll just run the game for 4 people tonight. Fuck it, 3-4 hours, hang out, hit some green stuff, drink some beer, run a game for people, teach people that don't know how to play in the community that want to learn. Which I'm sure there isn't many. I'm sure there's not a huge overlap of like you guys that watch me for the travel stuff and want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but there's gonna be at least a couple of you. So I was gonna do that under the tarp, and even if I've been sitting here for a while now, like I packed everything up real quick, immediately took anything that looks like camping and took it down, so I can't be charged with anything, like illegal camping or something. But yeah, what's up, Wayner? What's on to see me? I'll be doing well. But I couldn't, I could not sit under my tarp. Every car that comes by, every noise, and just random intervals, especially after I hit the green stuff, my brain's like, cops are here. You get kicked out, and I can never get comfortable. So I'd rather be wet and not have to look over my shoulder or under my tarp every fucking 20 minutes, 15 minutes. I don't have to worry about shit now until I'm actively sleeping. That's not until nighttime. Yeah, hell yeah. That's all you can ask for, right? Any day above ground's a good day. The right side of the dirt, or whatever cliche saying you can apply to it. I will say, I think us as a species, elaborating on that further, I do think we as a species, most of us, there are 500,000 plus starving Americans in the country right now, but most of us in this chat, myself included, we all have everything we need. You got food, you got water, you got shelter. I carry my shelter on my back. It's my home right there. I take it with me everywhere I go. Little camo guy right there. But we all have food, water, shelter, right? So we found all this other shit to worry about, and we just argue about it all day. Who'd you vote for? What do you think happens when you pass away? Do you believe in an afterlife? Do you believe in my afterlife? Or do you have a different one? We found all this shit to argue about. The lower middle class will always find ways to divide itself. It's just how humans work. It's always been that way and always will be that way. It's not even going to change. We always find ways to divide ourselves. It's something as simple as music taste, especially when you go to politics, religion, fucking ideologies, anything. What color you wear. Is that a red hat? Is that a blue hat? Oh, yeah, got a blue sign? Yeah. We just found all this shit to argue about, worry about, because we all have everything we need. Most of our basic needs are met. And that's even me. I include myself in that because I have a shelter right there. You know what I mean? Like that's what keeps me alive. Granted, I'm always kind of like, holy shit. Every once in a while, I'll be setting my shit up. I'm like, this thin shower curtain and this sleeping bag made of polyester. That keeps me alive. It blows my mind too. But we found all this other shit to worry about and argue about and hate on each other with. In my afterlife, I'm shitting everywhere. Highly recommend Columbia Falls. It's a big problem out here. All the shitting. And I would love to fucking be a social media creator and ham this all up. I was mistreated by the... No, they handle it professionally. And I'm not even sure if I was being, like, followed after, or I just happened to be very aware of police as I was dealt with them. I'm assuming one of those are true. But it was like every block, I'd take a turn, I'd walk for 5 minutes, all of a sudden there's a cop car parked there, the first business I walked by, or the same cop would drive by me 2 or 3 times. So I'm like, it's a small town in Montana, there's chances there's nothing better to do, so like, we'll just follow this guy around for a bit. Or it's just, I was just hyper aware of police presence after that. It's one or the other, I can't confirm which one's true, right? I'll never know. But, interacting with the chief of police, he was nothing but cordial and professional. He could have jammed me up or wrapped me up or fucking gave me a hard time or whatever. He checked my ID, checked me for warrants. So they all want to check you for fucking warrants. And then, see you later, I was out of there. But he was trying to figure out where I was camping and stuff like that. And I was like, I'm over that way. I'm actually over here. But I was like, yeah, over that way. Where you saw me walking from. It's all part of stealth camping too, man. Like here. I walk in from that way, that way right there, from that road way over there. When I walk out, I walk that way on the trail, and I walk on the road that way, and it all leads to town right about there. All right, so when I walk out this way and then skirt back around. And when I walk in from this way and then come in that way. So that way it's not like, oh shit, I know exactly where he is, because all you see me just doing is just walking. You know, if you saw me walking out here, then back in here, you'd be like, okay, something's going on back there. Something's going on, you know. Out you from getting your camp spotted. When you got, you know, just curious people in general, people that might steal your shit, or if someone accuses you of shitting in a bucket, you're just sitting on it. You doing your thing. Hell yeah, ain't it? That's all I know how to do. But, you know, eventful way to start my day off, I guess. But immediately came back and just packed it up. You know, immediately just took the tarp down, fucking threw everything in the pack. I still got some odds and ends, you know, like, I got my power banks all situated, everything unplugged. I still got all my stuff plugged in from yesterday. I was charging up. So I got to organize all that, put everything in the pouches. But I wanted to make sure, I didn't want to go live while I was finishing packing up. But also it's a way, like, if I get rolled up on right now, I'm not committing any crime. If I got the tarp out, we got the sleeping bag out, you know, they can, you know, you are illegally camping, that counts as camping. Usually a tent is the deciding factor. They can easily say that, especially in the configuration I had, it looked like a tent. But, you know, whatever. At this point, I'm doing nothing but just sitting here. There's no crime being committed. Oh, so. The serial pooper escapes yet again. Try to catch me pooping. Yeah, I'm just sitting here. Shitting on the bucket lid. Wasting time. "19 times a charm." I don't even think you like cereal. It's just like shedding it out. A very common problem here. People shitting, apparently. I mean, I get why they make camping illegal. You know, I get it. People come in and fuck everything up. You know, like, yeah, I pick up my trash. I don't litter. You know, I don't make a mess. You know, like, honestly, when I leave a spot, you'll never know I was there. You know, for multiple reasons. One, to respect the area, respect the place I'm at, respect the nature that I'm in. Two, if someone else comes in behind me, they can use the same spot. You know, hopefully they take care of it as well as I did. But selfishly, three, if I want to go back to the same area and use the same spot, it won't be all fenced up and or paved over or whatever. You know what I mean? No one will even know I was there. And it's all by design. You know. Man, they try to respect the area. Oh, yeah, everywhere you go is trash. What's up, Dairy Girl? What up, Marty Boyd? Welcome in. Well, there's plenty of people that stealth camp or camp illegally or whatever that don't make a mess, but a lot do. You know, a lot do. Like, even travelers, but, you know, even through hikers and shit. They're like, oh, I'll just throw that here. Like, your mom's not going to come clean that up, you know that, right? Which I'll never get either, because, like, it's so heavy. Like, if you're carrying a fucking 12-pack in with you into the woods, that's heavy. When you drink all the beer out of it, that's super light. You know, you're still at a much lower weight than when you carried it in, for fuck's sake. Just take it with you. Just don't fucking let them. But what are you gonna do? People fuck it up. So they want you camping in certain areas, keep the mess to a minimum. Usually you gotta pay for it, so you can make a mess, at least they're getting profit off of it. But I couldn't afford to live like this if I had to pay for every time. Everywhere I slept, if I had to pay for it, I wouldn't be able to afford that. You know? $50 a night, $60 a night for a campground. Motels are gonna be 60 to 70. Sometimes more. $350 in town here, for fuck's sake. You know? So, I get it. I understand why. But I never intend on paying a dime for the crime of sleeping. I will never pay that ticket. I'd rather never go back to that place again than I get caught sleeping somewhere. I think it is fucking stupid. In general, to charge people a criminal offense, a civil infraction, for the crime of sleeping somewhere. You know? But also, I understand why they put the shoe on the other foot. I understand why. You know, plenty of people fuck shit up. Plenty of people don't do it in a smart way. You know? I've never camped in a park. I know plenty of people that do. I've hung out in a park, like during the day, and I still feel sketchy hanging out in a park, you know, like in general. But sometimes I need to just to stay dry. You know, I got a 3-hour storm coming up. There's nowhere for me to kind of hide from it. Whether it be a gazebo or, you know, a covering over tables at a park or something like that. I'll sit there, wait the storm out or whatever. But I got people I know, friends of mine that travel that would sleep in a park. I'm like, dude, no, it's making us all look bad. You know, put your fucking tarp up somewhere. Hell, even some like really well-known like social media travelers, I'll spare the names and kind of be derogatory, but you know, they'll sleep like in bathrooms at parks and stuff like that, and they'll put like a little trash barrel in front of the door so it'll wake them up. And I'm like, nah, dude, like that's just a really cause for kids play there. You know what I mean? Like anything involving kids, stay the fuck away from. Same reason I don't sleep on like in public. I don't want you to be able to see me from the road. Have I done it? A handful of times, yeah, like out of necessity, especially in the middle of nowhere on the plains and all that. It's like, where the fuck am I going to sleep? But, you know, in a place that's going to be visible, or there's no fucking grass, you know, something like that. Few and far between, but I've had to do that, like sleeping, you know, near an on-ramp or something like that, where you can clearly, hey, there's a person sleeping. I try to wake up early in those situations, you know. Why am I dressing so warm? Oh, because it's cold out. I mean, I'm so good at answering questions. Like, oh man, I'm really proud of myself. Like, that's a good answer. You know, direct and to the point. But any more brain busters, man? Throw them in the chat. But the idea of I don't want to be in public eye because I don't want you driving your kid to fucking school in the morning and have your kid be like, hey, why is that guy sleeping there? You know what I mean? I don't want my problem to be anyone else's problem. I don't want my life to be anyone else's problem. I guess I should say. Yeah, I fucking love what I do, but I try to, you know, make it discreet. You know, you'll see me in town when I'm walking around or getting coffee or something. I didn't even get coffee today. Fuck. Dealing with all this shit with the fucking sober brain. Ugh. What's that? I'm not sure, Johnny. If you want to look it up, Columbia Falls, Montana, let me know. I wouldn't say it's more than 65 or so, but I'm not really too sure. The wind kind of makes it hard to really guess the actual temperature. You know, all I know is without the sweater, I'm cold. But when I'm moving around and the body heat starts going up, like before I start hiking here, I'll take the sweater off. It's always better to start hiking cold. It doesn't matter if you don't have a pack on you, do what you want, you know. But it's always better to start moving when you get cold. So that way, like if I'm 5 minutes in, I'll start sweating if I'm wearing a sweater, for example. Then I gotta take my pack off, take the sweater off, roll it up, put it away, and then put the pack back on. It's just a big pain in the ass. And once you first get like that what's like dopamine or endorphin rush, when you get that hiker's high, the last thing you want to do is stop, you know, because then your body starts releasing serotonin and starts slowing you down, you know. Once you get that, like, oh fuck yeah, we're getting miles, you want to keep that going for as long as your body doesn't release the chemical for it. Mumbling? What about mumbling? You want to provide context there, Annette? Damn, you know, Annette, I'm sorry for being mean to you. I didn't realize you were so poor you can't afford a fucking profile picture. You know, they're free, by the way. That's what's the crazy part. God damn. But, yeah, if you're going to drop an insult in the chat, at least provide context so I know what the insult is. You know what I mean? Are you saying that I'm mumbling? Are you saying that I mumbled for a brief moment? Are you saying someone else is mumbling? We don't know because you just put one word in the chat, you know? Like, he asked me, why am I dressed for cold weather? Well, it's cold out. Well, it's because it's fucking cold out. I'm sorry if my answer might have seemed a little abrasive or rude, but there's no stupid questions except for that one. That was a stupid fucking question. What the fuck else are we wearing a sweater for? You know? Oh, I like wearing sweaters when it's 200 degrees out, hanging out in the face of the sun with a sweater on. It's fucking cold out. I'm wearing a sweater. What are you worried about? You know? And again, I love to make this a two-player game. You know, if you're going to be a troll, at least have some cojones and put your fucking face in the profile picture so it can be a two-way fucking two-player game. You know? God damn. Lackluster trolling. lackluster trolling. That's the thing that sucks about being me is I got to sit here and teach people how to troll better so they can come back here with half a fucking brain. So at least maybe they have a little sting to their words. But no, I got a bunch of people that never graduated the third fucking grade that can't afford a profile picture. It's like, what the fuck am I doing so wrong? I can't get one intelligent person to fuck with me. You know? God damn. But that's what keeps you in check. If I ever get too carried away with something or fucking whatever I'm doing, if I do anything immoral, I need someone with half a fucking brain to call me out for it. So be like, oh shit, let me fix that behavior. Like now, you know, because I'm not perfect. I'm barely tolerable. We're all works in progress. You know, if I'm ever doing anything unjust or immoral, you fucking let me know. If I'm being too greedy, let me fucking know. You know? But I don't get that. I got a bunch of fucking people in a profile picture saying one word. Jobless. Mumbling. God damn, little context. You know? You got one job, you got one passion in life, to be a troll, right? Just at least type a whole fucking sentence out for us, homies. Let me know what the insult is so I can at least try to feel offended for you. Just give it a shot. Hell yeah, Will, bring it, homie, bring it. I feel like you dropped some fucking banger one-liners. Make fun of my fucking upper lip or something. Could be something wrong with it. I don't know, I got nice lips. But, hope all is well. How dare you, Will? How dare you? What's up, brother? Hope you're doing well too, man. Can't complain myself. I've had a weird day, but all's well that ends well. Definitely prompted me to get some steps out of town here. You know, go on, get. I've been accused of indecent exposure before. That was an interesting day. Fuck. I didn't even think that would be the charge, but like it makes sense. I've heard of that, like people peeing, you know, working in bars for so long. Get your shit and ass moving. That's a good one. That was fucking good. But I always heard of like bartending. People would leave the bar and they'd be drunk and they'll go pee on a wall and they get an indecent exposure charge. You know, I'm like, dude, that should be something like it should be a little less than that. You know, the same person that's like, you know, whipping it out over here because they're a fucking weirdo like that is getting the same charge as some guy that really had to take a piss. You know, and made a poor decision on where to do so. I always thought that was a little extreme, but when I woke up this morning, I think that's how my day would play out. Hey, we gotta. You match the description of a call we got for indecent exposure. I'm like, what the fuck did you what now? You come again now? Come right again? Please go on. You know. But he asked me for an idea. So I said I'd rather not. I'd rather just move on about my day. And he was like, well, you know, you matched the description, and I did get a call for it, and I'm investigating a crime, so I need to see your ID. Reasonable technical suspicion of a crime. Now, I ran out of juice. I could have pressed it and been like, oh, but I didn't do that. I told you I didn't do that, so but I didn't, you know, whatever. The cop was in his rights to they all have the right to request one, but for you to actually have to show it, they have to have a reasonable technical suspicion of a crime, and they did. So here you go. Right, but also by asking that, I'm finding out immediately, am I being detained for this already? Am I like, you know, we charging me here? What's going on? You know? But yeah, as soon as they said, yeah, we got a report of someone matching your description, shitting and pissing all over the place. What? Like, no, I went to the bathroom once today. It was in that store right over there, the Mudman Burgers, you know, which I was doing a video on trying to, you know, promote your town. I left all that out, obviously. But I was like, the only bathroom I used was right there. And he was like, where was that? Mudman Burgers right there. He knows what I said. He's just trying to make sure that my story didn't change immediately. But, which is truth. That's honest. You know, someone saw me sit. For those who's joining, I'll keep this short. Someone just saw me sitting on my bucket in the woods and automatically assumed me sitting on my bucket wasn't me taking a break after walking around for 2 hours. It was me taking a dookie in my bucket. And for those that are new here, my bucket is for sitting, not shitting. You know, it's definitely part of the mobile studio, tripods and all that. It provides me a seat to do videos and live streams from and shit. But what's in my bucket is expensive electronics that I don't want to put on my pack, like my monitor, my keyboard, you know, some camera accessories, go in my bucket, so that way it's like a hard case. I know they're going to be safe in there, you know. But Yeah, someone took one peek at me sitting on a bucket. I saw them. They pulled up. I saw them. They saw me. I looked at them. There's two women sitting in the car. And I looked over and I waved and I smiled. Hey. Because I'm a nice fucking guy. Yeah, I'm a social motherfucker. And they sped off. And I was like, oh shit. So later on, Chief Police catches up me down the road. I bought some green stuff and I lost it. Still didn't find it. They'll find it when I'm getting out of here, hopefully, whatever. And we'll grab some more anyway, replace it. But, yeah, pulled up, skirt. And I'm like, I don't, when they pull up quick, they're not just checking stuff out. They're trying to grab you, make sure you're not running off or anything. I'm like, oh, fuck. Hey, what's up, buddy? What's happening? And every time I deal with the cop, every fucking time, right? My wallet is on my right side. My wallet's always on my right side. That's where I keep my wallet, but also that's where I keep my hip knife, right? So whenever a cop needs to get an ID from me, when I go to show it, I put my hand out and I say, there's a knife on my hip right here, and I have to reach past that to get my wallet, I get two responses every single time. Doesn't matter what cop it is, where in the country, I get two responses. Howdy, EB. Howdy, save a horse, ride a couch, Roy. Thank you. But, it's either, yeah, I saw it. Like, oh, don't worry, I already knew it was there. Or, that's what I got today. Or, if you don't reach for yours, I won't reach for mine. I'm like, oh my God, I love making jokes about unaliving me with your pew-pew. That is so funny. The second one, they're trying to be, cool with you or whatever. I get it. But I don't like jokes about potentially unaliving me. Not a big fan of that one, I don't make a stink. Okay, cool, I'm gonna grab my wallet now. Just grab it. There you go. But I don't like those jokes. That's a shitty joke to make. Sorry. Hey, don't worry, if you grab it, I'm just gonna bang, 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 bang. You'll be out of your shoes and on the ground before you know it. Don't worry. Ha 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 ha. I don't like that joke. I'm not a big fan of that one. But that's it. Those are the two responses I get every single time. Oh yeah, I saw it. They have to let me know. I already clocked that. Or they gotta make a joke about unaliving me if I touch it. All right, you don't grab yours, I won't grab mine. All right, I'm gonna grab my wallet now. It's right here. Okay, cool. You okay with bats? I mean, I don't really fuck around. I don't really hang around bats, but I don't hate them. I thought killdeer were bats all the way until last year when I was in Iowa. I was on a live stream. And I was like, oh, you hear the bats? Because I'd hear killdeer, the birds. I'd hear them all night long. And I'm like, oh, it's bats doing sonar. So I don't think I thought I was around a lot of bats in my travels, but come to find out they're all killdeer, the birds. So I don't think I've ever actually hung around bats. I think I've seen some throughout the years. Where was I? I remember one time there was a tree full of bats. I'm not scared of them. I just don't really, that's our inside joke. Oh shit, sorry, midnight. I don't remember. Sorry, brother. I could do the shitty thing where I pretend to remember. Oh yeah. I do that a lot. You know what I mean? Someone say something in the chat, I'm like, what the fuck? It'd be like an inside joke. Swing 'em, swing you. Oh, well, I went to the truck to get mine. No, I don't. Vaguely. I remember hanging out. I remember where we were hanging out. It was right near Gross 10. Not in Gross 10, but near it, close to Beaumont. And we're hanging out. So everyone fucking me with the crawfish. Broccoli accessory. Oh, I don't remember, dude. I did a live stream, and I'm in this this marshy kind of thing, where the water is this far from the top, and there's all these little patches of dry dirt. I'm sleeping on one of those patches, and I'm like, yeah, I'm a little worried about flooding. If the water comes up, I'm gonna get it wet. Everyone's like, oh, you got the crawfish out there. Be careful with the crawfish. I'm like, bro, I'm not worried about fucking crawfish. They're this big. It's like, dude, while you're sleeping, they're all gonna come up and pinch you. And my chat's fucking with me, right? So he's gonna get you bat. He came back with a green stuff apparatus. I think drinking beer and hitting the green stuff made me forget about it. But it was got me all worried about this crawfish. Like, dude, I don't have a tent. You know what I mean? I'm sleeping on the ground. Is these crawfish really gonna crawl over me and pinch me while I'm sleeping? I don't want that. I'm generally worried about it. And then Midnight Diesel showed up. We hung out. I went live again from that spot, and that's where we got on with that guy Ryan Woodcock, the gospel gangster rapper that threatened to unalive me. So I showed up a block away from his house. But I don't remember that. First, you questioned the bat. I can see that. Oh. Oh, squeak. Ready, Bree? Yeah. Hello, bats. Gypsy with the heartbeat, thank you. Not scared treat. Are we drunk here in the chat, guys? What the fuck is going on? Like, two of you just fucking arguing with each other, you know? You fucking popping off each other in the chat. One of you is just saying random words. Butt treats, you know, and, you know, at midnight you're trying to make me remember something I can't recall. You're cool. Gregory, you're dropping banger one-liners. But I feel like a good, like, 10 of you is fucking schmamming right now and trying to figure out the chat in real fucking time. You know, which is fine. Thanks for the engagement. I ain't gonna talk shit about it. You know? I was sitting there trying to decode what the fuck a butt treat is. Well, the two of you are passively aggressive arguing with each other. No, not you. There's another guy, Miguel. He's just saying random words at me. You know, you've been here before, Miguel. You're cool as shit. You know, I've had a problem with you, but you're just saying random wicked words, just throwing me for a loop. And I'm like, did we talk about something about fucking butt treats? What the fuck is going on? You know, I'm fucking taking crazy pills today. I just got accused of indecent fucking exposure for sitting on a bucket. You know, I got my green stuff and I fucking lost it. I've had enough weird shit happen today. You know? And I'm trying to read the fucking chat. It's just nonsense. Yeah, maybe we need to go get shit-faced. Knock, knock, Adam. What the fuck does that even mean? What time is it? 4:30? I got a six-pack right here. Maybe let's fucking crack one to get on y'all's fucking level. God, motherfucking damn it. Who the fuck is that? Adam and Eve? Are you eating apples? What the fuck? What are you talking about? Oh, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Most of the fucking the country. It's 5 o'clock. Almost 5 o'clock here. You know? Chat wasted again. Usually this happens with the late night lives. It's just random chaos in the chat. People will start hitting on me really hard. If I go live past like 10 p.m. Eastern, it'll get a little. People start hitting on me really fucking hard, or like it's just nonsense words, you know. Or some people just fucking here's my whole life story, and there's like a giant drunken trauma dump in the fucking chat. You know, that was last night for a little bit. I hate kids. I hate my kids. I hate everyone. I'm a hello person that's never been here before. I can tell some people in the chat have been drinking because you guys are saying nonsense right now. I'm just trying to chill under a tarp. Get the fuck out. And then 3 people in the chat with me, but yeah, I've been drinking. Hey, no hard feelings, you know. Hey, maybe just keep that shit for your diary, your therapist. You know what I mean? Leave it out of the chat. Yeah, all right, no problem, but you know. Most people are cool. I bartended at work security for way too long. I'm not saying people are drunk now. I was just kind of fucking around. But that was a thing last night. And some of the late night lives do get a little buck wild like that. And I'm like, I know how to deal with it. You don't go, hey, so-and-so, you're drinking and you're drunk and you're being a fool. Because then, you know, especially someone that's been drinking, they get super defensive. So you got to use I words or we words, you know. Like, I mean, I feel like you fucking at least 20 people in here shit-faced drunk right now. Just getting crazy in the chat. Yeah, you're right. 623 Florida. Can we make a habit here, guys, of like saying what the fuck you mean? Can that happen? I don't think I'm asking for much here. What the fuck does 623 Florida mean? What the fuck does yup Adam mean? What the fuck does butt treats mean? You know, it's context. I need context. You know, write a whole fucking sentence for me. I'll read the motherfucker. You know what I mean? Hell, if it's a funny joke, I'll fucking go along with it. Hell, if it's not a funny joke, I'll go along with it. Trust me, I got plenty of unfunny jokes. But like, your context here, guys. Just write a whole fucking sentence. That's the time in Florida. Thank you, Becca. Thank you for explaining that. You know, hey, it's 6:23 in Florida. Okay, I know what that means. You know, I don't know if that's an area code or a name of tobacco out there. I don't fucking know. You know. You know, Will, I remember that too. I remember that too. You're very, very fucking humble about it. I appreciate that. But the late night lives, people get a lot more grace with. They're like, yo, maybe this homie's just having a bad night. You know what I mean? Maybe homie been drinking, is having a bad night or whatever. Like, let's mute you, come back another time. You know, especially if they've been here for a while. I want to explain why I'm muting them. Like, oh, yo, you've been here. I don't even like usually say the name. You know, sometimes I will. But it's like, yo, homie, been here a long time. You're mad cool, but like, yo, this shit gotta go. You know, come back tomorrow. But daytime shit, I'm quicker to block people. Like, I ain't having that. And Beck, I feel like you just caught a stray there. That's my bad. You know, just dealing with in the same chat for a moment. And I was like, what the fuck does 623 fucking Florida mean? So, I feel like you caught a stray in a situation you did not need to be dressed down for. That's my bad. Ricky Van Buren? What's the VB stand for? Either way, thank you for the fucking Buckley's beer funds. What's up, Robin? How you living? I'm just packing up camp here. I had some police involvement in my life today, so I decided not to have the tarp up. I don't think it doesn't look that rainy out. I got some dark clouds that were coming through, but they all just bipped south of me. Right, where am I at? East, west, north, south. Yeah, they went south of me. I'm rolling through. Oh, okay. Must be hot with the hoodie. Oh my God, I'm sweating, Dave. I'm sweating. Fucking hate it here. Precipitation. Yeah, I got 15% all throughout the day. Even if I get some rain, it won't be here for long. You know? It ain't bad. Oh yeah, the bucket I'm sitting on is the most famous bucket on social media. So, you know, I can't think of a more famous bucket on social media, to be honest with you. So we're gonna give Buckley that medallion. Dave, I love you so much, thank you. After being accused of indecent exposure, I think it's time to get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? Small town Montana, man. That story's gonna spread around like wildfire. It was like I'm shitting in my bucket and carrying it around with me, for fuck's sake. I do judge the person that called the police on me wholeheartedly. This guy sitting on a bucket. Clearly, he must be shitting. Jen, howdy. Thank you, homie. Patty Whack, what's up, homie? No, I've had a blast in Montana. I guess I got the police involvement in Lincoln County in Libby, but that's because that truck was there stealing fucking. Howdy, homie. Save a horse, ride a cow, Troy. But thank you, Patty Wag. So that brought the police to where I was at. I thought I was off property, but I wasn't. You know, here is a random Detective Karen pulled up, saw me sitting on my bucket, and you're like, oh, that man's taking a shit and peeing. I don't know. Which could be a possibility, but why is that your first go-to? You know what I mean? Like, my first go-to, like, that person's just sitting there. I don't know. My life isn't dull enough to make assumptions like that. So my first go-to, you know. Malachi Harden? Malachi? Am I saying your name right? Malachi. Probably Malachi, right? Am I close? Thank you for the cap. How do I say your fucking name? Can you spell it phonetically in the chat? How do you say that? Malachi? I like it. How dare you poo and pee? But like, I must look like such a super villain, like horror movie character to them. You know, it's just two women in a car, right? They pull up and they're looking at me. And I'm sitting on my bucket, right? I just pulled my bucket out of my tarp and I put it in the shade of this tree over here. The sun was out at the time. Sat on my bucket and I see the car pull up and they're both staring at me. And I was like, oh, hey, I'm a nice fucking guy, you know? Hey. So in their eyes, they're like, that guy is taking a shit right now. Let's take a closer look. They pull up, look closer. Yeah, that guy's definitely shit. Oh, yeah. And then I look over. Hi. How you doing? How you doing? Hey. It must have been something straight out of a horror movie for them. They sped off really quick. I didn't think much of it. You know? What are you going to do? Two freedom and loving Americans. My favorite mood you get in. It's just at that point where I had enough of the day. You know, I had enough bullshit. Like, I hit my quota for bullshit in one fucking day. You know? So everyone's getting it. Everyone will feel my wrath. The wrath of the hobo. An electronics bag from when I was charging up here. I'm gonna unplug all that in a second. Should have grabbed some toilet paper. Some toilet roll. What's up, Kim? The shit patrol, yeah. Keeping the streets safe from serial shitters. There be no shitting on my watch. Even if they don't. Yeah, why would you even care, I guess? I guess because, like, in that situation, like, I'm just shitting in my own thing. Taking it with me. They rolled up on me, you know. Hey, why would they care, even if I was? The cop shows up. Yeah, we got a complaint of indecent exposure. Someone shitting and pissing all over the place. All right, this is my life today. This is my life. Let's see how it plays out. Let's hope I don't go to jail for 10 years for sitting on a bucket today. Yeah, the chief of police was cool. He could have wrapped me up, could have jammed me up. I do feel like the police were following me around after that. Like, every time I took a turn, the first business with a parking lot, there's a cop parked there. That happened 3 different times. You know, cops were driving by me, same cop, I'd see the same cop twice. That happened 2 times, yeah, 2 more times. And then another time I was walking down the street, and a cop happened to turn right down that road I was about to go down. I'm like, But also I might have just been hyper aware of the police because I just dealt with them. It was after the conversation with the chief. So again, I didn't see any cops here at all, but again, I wasn't looking for them, you know, since I've been in town. So again, maybe I was just hyper aware of the police, or maybe it's a small town in Montana, they had nothing to do than see what the fuck I was up to, you know. What happened? Oh, what's up, Desiree? Someone saw me sitting on my bucket, assumed I was taking a shit in it, called the police on me for indecent exposure, and then the chief of police showed up when I was down the road. I'm gonna go through the story real quick. Get enough new people in. Sorry if people have already heard it fucking 3 times, but I had to do a town run, right? People were suggesting to check out a burger place in town here, Mudman Burger. So I go and do that. I get something to eat anyway. I'm on the phone with my parents. I go to a store real quick, then I hit the burger place. Get off the phone with them, hit the burger place, and then I'm walking around town for like 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours, right? I go to the green store and I grab a couple of $15 worth of those pre-spun guys. Then I go to the gas station and grab some more supplies, water, some food, blueberry peanuts and blueberry almonds, and some beer for later. It's all I need for the day. Fuck it. I already had the burger, so that's 1,500 fucking calories right there. I'm good with just the almonds for the rest of the day. And then I came back to camp after all that. So I grab my bucket, I go sit in the shade, and this car pulls up. Because there's like a little dog park over here. So the car pulls up, and I can see them staring at me. Do I have a tick? Why is that itchy? No tick, we're good. But the car pulls up, and they look at me. I'm sitting on my bucket, sitting in the shade over here, and I wave, right? And they speed off, and I'm like, that's weird, right? But I realized that because in Montana, they give you a bag about yay big, and they have to give you the bag for the green stuff. You cannot leave the store without the green stuff. They charge you like $1 for it. I carry one with me. I usually bring it with me. I forgot it. Wasn't walking back half an hour round trip to go get a fucking $1 worth of bag. So they give me their bag. I take it, I fold it up, and I put it in my pocket, my hoodie. I go to the store, grab the other shit, come back to camp. Everything that happened with the car pulling up and all that, me sitting on the bucket in the shade. I don't want to get in the tarp because I was just in there for 12 hours. You know what I mean? I wanted to stretch out a little bit. Just went for a walk. I don't want to get back into the confines of the tarp just yet. So I realized that bag's missing. I'm like, fuck. Immediately go reach. There's only $15. I'm gonna go get more anyway. But fuck, I just bought it and lost it. Son of a bitch. No one to blame for me. So I'm walking back into town. I'm retracing my steps down the railroad tracks, and I get to the main road, and a skirt, chief of police shows up. I don't know his chief of police at the time. He doesn't think this is his chief. So he comes out. Where's my family? I'm going to finish the story. Ask me after the story. But chief of police comes out, and is like, hey, we got a call. You matched the description for an indecent exposure call we just got. I was like, come again? Like, well, no, not me. I'll tell you, not me. I've not done that. And they're like, yeah, we got to report someone pissing and shitting in the woods. I'm like, what? No. Like, the only place I've used the bathroom is that burger place right there, which is true. The only place I've been in the bathroom. Repeat your question after the story, in the middle of the story. But And so he asked me point blank again. He gets my ID, he runs my information and all that, and then he asked me again. He's like, so you weren't pissing shit in the woods? I'm like, what? No, man. Like, I told you, right here is where I went. The one place I went to the bathroom today was that toilet in that restaurant, And he's like, well, it happens a lot out here. That's my retirement plan. I'm going to come be a cop out here in fucking Columbia Falls, Montana. The biggest issue you got to deal with on a regular basis is people taking shits outside. Oh my God. It's in the newspaper. They got a whole CSI crew and forensics team and all that. Fucking, they got little tags, and each piece of poop has a little number on it, like a crime scene. Like, goddamn. So I was going to walk. I didn't think anything about the bucket at that point, or the car. I was just like, what the fuck is going on here? What do you mean decent exposure, pissing and shitting? You know what I mean? Because again, I used the bathroom once. It's in a fucking restaurant. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I didn't think much of it. As I'm going to walk away, the encounter's over. I was like, wait. I was sitting on my bucket out in the woods over there. Like, me sitting on the bucket, maybe they thought that's what I was doing. That makes sense. The guy's like, hey, where's your gear? Because I was like, yes, it's like, I have my gear with me, and I was sitting on a bucket. He's like, where's your gear? Like, where's your camp? I was like, oh, yeah, over there, at the grocery store. Actually over here. This fucking tree keeps hitting buttons on my phone, which I think is adorable, but also annoying. So, that was the end of that. But like when I left, so I went back to the store. I was like, hey man, I'm looking for like a white balloon bag, and like, I got it from. They like, you lost it? I was like, yeah. She's like, I remember waiting on you. Like, you came right from there to here. I was like, yeah, and then I lost it. She's like, no, that's terrible. I remember you were standing right there. I'm like, yeah, it's whatever. I'm gonna take a walk around the store if that's cool and try to take a peek for it. She's like, yeah, go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm like, I know to blame but me. She was really cool. Like, why are you being so apologetic for me being a dumbass and losing this bag? But when I walked out of the gas station, no luck. I walked out of the gas station. I get to the next building, and there's a cop car parked right there with two cops in it, and they're both doing this, like looking everywhere but me and not talking to each other. I'm like, yeah, I don't know about all that. And then, multiple different times I'd see more cops parked where I was walking, like in a parking lot, or like the same cop would drive by me twice. But again, like, there's a good chance I was just hyper aware of police presence after that, I got a 6-pack. That was my plan for today, is to hang out on my tarp and fucking drink some beer, hit some green stuff, and, run some D&D for folks in the community that want to learn how to play it. That was my main objective. I was like, let's do that. That'd be fucking cool. I got power for it. I can run the computer and shit. Hell yeah. And then that all happened. So I came back here, and I'm like, dude, like Detective Karen, they can come back at any moment and see me here and fucking call me in again. Or the cops might be looking for my camp spot where I'm at or whatever. I wouldn't be comfortable under my tarp, I wouldn't be comfortable under my tarp at all today. So I decided to immediately pack it up. One, if the cops do roll through, I'm not doing anything illegal right now. There's no camp. There's no more camp, so we're good to go. But on top of that, I put all my power stuff, my power banks and all that. I put it on a power strip and then shoved it in a plastic bag so it wouldn't get wet during all the rain yesterday. I guess I got some last night. Then to sleep live, I didn't wake up for it. But I stayed dry, everything else stayed dry. But yeah, I decided to immediately pack up my camp so I can't get any illegal camping tickets or anything like that. Just fucking leave town. Either get in position or leave town today. Because it's a small town in Montana. You know what I mean? Like, at least 1/3 of this town is aware that there's a man shitting in a bucket one way or another, even though that's not what I was doing. That's the story they're going to hear. And then I'm going to walk around town with a bucket. I'm going to get some weird looks. What a shitty situation. Well played. Quite infatuating. I don't know. Weird shit happens to me. That's pretty much it. I take it in stride. I think that's the biggest difference between me and a lot of people that travel this way. Like, no shade to the fellow travelers. I know how frustrating it is, especially when you're being harassed and shit. But I take it all in stride. You know what I mean? I might have some smart-ass comments about what's going on or commentary about what's going on. But you'll never see me on here like, woe is me shit, unless shit's like life-threatening. Or like if I did get wrapped up and I was doing 10 years in jail for sitting on a bucket, I'd be pretty worked up about that, yeah. But I'm a big fan of letting things play out. And I think that's like a saving grace for me, doing the social media part of what I do. Because, you know, I get it. People are frustrated because it's frustrating to be harassed out here. But you know, people try to use their community in every which way to like attack a business because they fucked with them or whatever. It's like, come on, you know, this business kicked me out of the store. It's like whatever, you get kicked out. Fucking just keep going. You know, make a big deal about it. I mean, but if I get wind that that person kicking me out, if they like mistreat the unhoused in the area, and I see them doing that to me, oh boy, do I give them some shit. You know, well within my rights too, because I know exactly how far I can go before I'm pushing it too far. You know, but in most situations, it's just let it play out. You know, if it's, hey man, you can't sit here. Okay, no problem, get out of here. You know, see you later. Thanks for letting me sit here as long as you did. You know, put them on blast, baby. Oh, King Aces, don't worry about all that. Don't be buying me motel rooms and shit. It's a really sweet offer. It really is. But like, what I want you guys to how I want you guys to look at this platform is the same way that I look at social media in general. If someone entertains me, I'm gonna pay them for it. You know, so like if you get hours of entertainment out of this shit, the live streams, the videos, the photos, or whatever the fuck. And you think it's worth something to you and you want to throw something for that? Fuck yeah, dude. But don't be like buying me motel rooms and shit like that, you know? Because that's what I'm going to use it on, and then I'm just going to be fucking a lazy fuck for a night. You know what I mean? Much appreciated. Much appreciated. Especially up here. Like, I haven't been in a motel since fucking Washington State. It's been 3 weeks, at least. Spokane. Outside of Spokane, last time we got a room. That's been so pricey with the wildfires and the price gouging with that. Plus, like, these areas in general, like there's never cheap motels here or the town back in Whitefish. They're always hundreds and hundreds of dollars, you know? So, like, I've just been working around it. I got a campground last week. This week I found outlets. Yo, Malachi, thank you. I'm only on social media hoping to see a stray nip. And, you know, Ben, I've seen a few lives, not many, but I've seen a few lives where the nip slip occurs. And I've never seen such male camaraderie in my fucking life. You know, no matter what walk of life you are, if you're watching a TikTok live and an accidental nip comes in the frame, oh my God. And now I do the same thing. I'm right there with them because I just love that fanfare. You know, right before the live gets shut down, because it's going down. You know what I mean? It's going down. You know, it's just all these people just going nuts in the most positive way ever. Yeah. Boys, we did it. Hell yeah, fellers. God damn, we got one. Yeah. It's like no one's ever seen a Tata in their fucking life, and I love it. I'm here for it. You know? Don't judge me. We all have hobbies. Disbursement camp. I don't know what a disbursement campsite is. I usually get one legal campground a year. Everything else is illegally camping. For whatever reason, I'll end up getting a legal campground. Here, again, the Super 8 was $450. So I just went and got a campground for $50. You know, which like even then, a couple of haters like clearly it's not that expensive. There was a fucking fan that uploaded a highlight from my live, and they're like, you can look it up now. Clearly the motels aren't that expensive. This is a lie. Like, well, that live was about how I was at a campground because it was cheaper, way cheaper for me to get a campground than get a motel. I already solved the problem. I wasn't on here trying to get people to pay $450 for me to get a fucking motel, you know. But that day I Googled it. It was $250 for the Super 8, so the prices did go down. But I'm going east. How often do you get a room? It's been 3 weeks. It's been 3 weeks since I've been in a motel room. I got a campground last year. I got a campground last week for a couple days. But usually I'm getting like every 2 weeks I kind of switch, right? So 1 week I'll get one night in a motel. But next week I'll get two. You know, like a month and a half ago I was doing really well on social media, so I got 3 nights. And I used that extra day I'm not used to just to do a whole bunch of editing and catch up and then make a red play button that video and shit. You know, so it's kind of random, but like the recent schedule, since in California, you know, the last like 5-6 months or so, it's been mostly one night, 1 week, just to charge everything up and keep going. You take a quick rest, sleep in a bed. And then the next week I'll get 2 nights. So that way I get that whole day. I don't have to carry my shit and I can rest up a bit. You know, best sleep you ever got under the Montana sky. When I was here in the fall, I would wholeheartedly agree with you. Here during wildfire season, not so much. I did get some rain yesterday and today, so that it is much clearer. I can see the mountains. It's not just a a hazy silhouette out in the distance anymore. For now, you know what I mean? We'll see what happens in the very near future. But yeah, the wildfire stuff out here is just fucking insane, dude. It's been going on for about 15 to 20 years, wildfire season out here. A lot of the locals accredit the lack of logging in the area as the reason. But we produce twice as much lumber as we need in this country. So that means as much lumber as we as a country need and export, we produce twice as much as that of that every year. So it's a hard sell to go to rich people, corporations, and whoever can open up these lumber mills, the government, whatever the case may be, and be like, yo, we should open up that logging again because we already have enough. You know what I mean? We have more than enough. It is a very saturated market in that regard. Renewable tactics and planning through like forestry and stuff like that, you know, through the government and private contractors really helped that industry in the last 20 years. So it's a hard sell to be like, yo, you got to open up these roads in the mountains again, open up these lumber mills to make a product that we're already very abundant in as a country. Right? It's a tough one to sell. But I'm not a smart man, but it has to be a way to fucking fix it, right? Yeah, the corporate logging is alarming too. That's why no one wants to fix it. There's so many fucking politicians and companies and corporations making fucking bank off this shit. You know, like, all right, we're gonna have to get 10 really rich people to come out here and look at the wildfire. All right, we're gonna fly all them out. That's thousands of dollars right there. All right, these 10 rich people looked at the wildfire and they say, yep, that's a wildfire. And then we got to get the crews out here, the firefighting crews. We got to get the equipment out here. We got to get the hand washing stations. We got to get the mobile showers out here. You know, it becomes a circus. You know, and big ups to anyone doing any of those kind of jobs, even though they're making good money doing it. Still, it's a dangerous fucking job. You know what I mean? It's a much needed job too. So no shade thrown to the people that are working at all. You know, but the people that run it, it's a very greedy corporate setup. You know, it's like the whole way it's set up is for massive profit. So. That's why we're still fighting fires like we did 100 fucking years ago for the most part. Gotta make sense corporate. I can see that. Gally Gal is up over. Yeah, you got a bunch of unhoused people in the mountains. You know, fucking make them little towns to fucking live in. And you don't have to look at them holding signs anymore. Give them a third of the money you give the corporations, and then have them fight the fires. Boom, it's out here solving problems, baby. Tamara Wise, what's up? Anything corporate is greed, right? It's got to be a checks and a balance, dude. You know, like things are leaning so heavy to pro corporation nowadays. You even have like regular citizens and people advocating for corporations. They're trying to get rights as if they're a human. You know what I mean? How fucking alarming is that? That pendulum swung away from the corporations for a brief moment. You know, around the COVID time, when everyone's just like, you know, you guys kind of told us to go fuck ourselves when we needed something. Now you need us to come fucking, you know, work in 2 or 3 people's jobs for one person's pay, for 3/4 of one person's pay. So there's a brief moment where everyone was just like, yeah, fuck you corporations. And that didn't last long because we all need to make money. But at this point, you know, fucking 6 years later, it just seems like there's so many people backing corporate greed. You know, like, oh no, fuck the working class. The ultra rich need more money. But the thing is, they'll be the working class saying it. That's alarming to me. But that's an argument that's been going on in this country for 250 years. You know? Raking the floors. What national park did this bulldoze? What was that one? Bighorn? Was it Bighorn? I've been there. Well, Big Bend. Yeah, bulldoze starting to bulldoze national fucking forest. We need more lumber. If you listen early in the live, I informed you that we have twice as much lumber that we actually use. Yeah. Fucking crazy, dude. I've talked to several different camps out here during these wildfires. And again, like, who the fuck is doing this? Who's grabbing a fucking camera and running through wildfire country during wildfire season, by the way? You know what I mean? On foot? Popping trains and hitchhiking? Just, you know, toot my own horn for a second there. Pop, pop. I downplay the severity of things because you guys get really stressed out at home. Well, like, shit gets gnarly out here. You know, just some fucked up shit. But, there's a few different camps of people out here. Some people are, hey, whatever, this is what it is. It's going to happen every year, no matter what, right? And then there's people that want to open up the logging, thinking that that would solve the problem, which, it seems they have really good arguments for that. It does make sense. You're stomping out the forest, you're taking out a bunch of the dead wood, and you have all those access roads open and available again. It does make sense. And the people that are against the corporate firefighting shit, because it's firefighting for a massive profit, and people are really against that. Like, okay, I'm on board with that. That makes sense. Like, there should not be a massive profit situation here at all, But there is another camp, and I don't talk about it often since I've been out here, but maybe it's time to bring it out. We got a lot of locals in here now. Some people that say, let it happen. Like, let it happen, let it fight it. Fight it, do what you got to do, but let it happen. It's going to happen anyway. That's kind of like nature's design. It was designed to do that. Lightning strikes a forest in a mountain in the middle of nowhere, and then that burns up. Let it happen. Then all the nutrients go into the ground, and it creates a whole new ecosystem after, I don't know. I don't know where I stand with that one. They got a good point. If we weren't here at all, there would constantly be fires. There would still be a wildfire season very actively. Are we playing God by even trying to stop them? And again, you don't want people to lose anything. You don't want the air quality to be shitty. I'm right there with you. You know what I mean? This is a habitable area. And keep in mind, I look at Florida as an inhospitable wasteland that should not have human population there. Hell, the Native Americans wouldn't even live there. You know what I mean? The indigenous folks, they wouldn't even fucking live there. But, that is a point. I don't know if it's a good one, but it is a point. Like, if we weren't here at all, and lightning struck that mountain right there, that would go up like a fucking tinderbox. All the dead wood on the ground and all that shit, like, it'll just go right up. Who are we to say it shouldn't happen? But at the same point, they fucking worry about people, obviously. But they say that the idea with that camp mostly is like, yeah, let the fires happen and fight them. It's going to happen anyway, just let it happen, And there's people that want to open up the logging, thinking that would stop it. And they have some really great points about getting the dead wood out and having the access roads back open and shit that have been long closed since they shut down the logging all around here way back in the day, 15, 20 years ago, I want to say, right? That's when the wildfires really started up. So there might be a correlation there. I'm not a smart man. I'm just regurgitating what the locals tell me in an area. Yeah, that threw me for a loop when I was in Florida, Houdini. Control burns. Like, that threw me for, I was going through Florida, and like half the fucking, right next to the road is all smoke and soot and fire. And I'm like, yo, should we be going this way? I was going to Central Florida. And the person driving's like, yeah, why? And I'm like, I guess it's smoking, and the fire is like probably, I don't know, 25 yards away from the road. And I'm like, dude, we're going into a fire. Like, what do you mean? Like, oh, they do this. It's a controlled burn. Like, that way this won't catch on fire without, like, uncontrollably. Ah, all right. I didn't think much of it at the time. But it makes a lot of sense, And they do it up here from what I understand, too. They'll burn this section here, so when the fire comes down, it has less of a chance to jump. It might just end right there. I've never seen that out here. I saw that when I was in Oregon on the gorge, Columbia River Gorge. I saw that. They burned ahead of it so that way it wouldn't burn past it. Do you, Houdini? Interesting. Fucking see him. Fuck, you teasing us? What's going on here? Am I asking for too much here? I need one of you to do something. Or a whole bunch of you. Put it in the Discord. I'll make a video on it. I need a wanted poster with my face that says wanted for shitting in a bucket or something. You know what I mean? Wanted for shitting, not sitting. Something along those lines to go with this story. Do that for years in Tennessee. Yeah, Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, obviously. I saw a lot of wildfires out there and a lot of controlled burning. Yeah, wanted dead or alive. Shitting in the woods. Shitting in his bucket. Bucket abuse, bucket protective services. A good time for you to make a wanted poster. But yeah, if anyone makes one, puts it in the Discord, I'll make a video on it. I'll tag you in it. I might not even provide context. I might just put it up there so only people that were in this live know what the fuck we're talking about. The Columbia Falls shitter strikes again. He's still out there, folks. Still out there. Got an intervention in lieu of conviction yesterday at court. Rails must wait for me. Dude, Scribs, happy to hear about it, man. Glad you didn't get wrapped up fucking, a for-profit fucking justice system. But, what's supposed to be an intervention like? That's gonna be awkward. Like, I guess you can go defensive with it and be like, yeah, whatever, fuck you. You know what I mean? That's probably a lot easier. But, like, if you actually, like, don't go that route, you just kind of, like, it's gotta be awkward as fuck, right? On a chief, hell yeah, Houdini. I know you're gonna add some shit. It's gonna be weird. I'm here for it. Let's keep in mind it has to be terms and condition friendly on here. Otherwise, we'll take my video down. I've been on good behavior for a long time on here, dude. Like, knock on wood. But I've been on good behavior on here for a grip. You gotta learn how to tell people to go fuck themselves in a very creative way. You can't just say it. Done. I'm going in. Is this AI? How'd you do this so quick? Wanted dead or alive. Anywhere man hobo, a.k.a. the woods crapper. Wanted for pooping in the woods. Approached with caution. He's probably not wiping. Why does that look like when I was contemplating whether to say it out loud or not? I was like, I got a pretty good idea. I'm kind of afraid to ask the community to do this because what you guys would come up with. That's fucking gold, man. Wanted dead or alive. Anywhere man hobo, a.k.a. the woods crapper. Wanted for pooping in the woods. Approached with caution. He's probably not wiping. That's fucking gold, dude. I gotta use it in a video. God damn. That is great. Oh, I should have kept my tarp up, man. No one's come by. I was saying, no one's seen my camp yet. No one saw my camp at this point. There was one person that pulled up last night, or like yesterday evening, but he was doing something weird out here anyway. You know what I mean? We were both, he was spinning his bubble. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, hey, like I won't rat you out if you don't rat me out, sir. So I wasn't worried about the random house dad tweaker that I was just getting away from his family to spin the bubble real quick in the woods. Whatever, man. He had a nice van and everything. And always his fucking wife and kids. Oh, dear, wife and kids. Oh God, I can't walk. Oh God. Oh, hey, buddy. Hey, what's up, man? We have that mutual understanding. Hey, don't rat me out, I won't rat you out. All right, we're good here? All right, I didn't see you. You didn't see me. All right. But besides that, no one saw my camp. The person that saw me earlier was sitting under the tree over here. Like right there. They thought I was shitting on my bucket. So no one's looking for my camp, But again, like if I was under my tarp right now, every noise I hear, like every noise I heard, I'd be like, oh, cops are here. Oh, we're getting booted. I got enough tickets for one fucking month. They did make it a warning for those who didn't see it. What the French fried fuck did I see you spinning the stick? Yeah, like a Crystal Methodist Church. A tweaker came by when I was camped here. Oh, was that Amy? Was it Anna? Anna. With the Venmo, thank you, homie. Anna K, thank you very much. It's been a hell of a day, guys. I still gotta go find camp. I gotta walk out of town. So I put some music on. Fucking beat some feet. I still haven't had any caffeine today yet either. No, I had coffee in the morning. Sorry, I misspoke. I had coffee in the morning when I first got up. Got up at like 8 something. I was in bed by like 11:30. I think I finally had the live going. I think I finally fell asleep around 11:30 my time, and I wake up to like 8:30 or something. I got like 9 hours of sleep, something like that, 9 and a half. I slept great, good, because I needed all my wits about me to deal with all this bullshit today. But yeah, after everything was said and done, a decent exposure accusation occurred. police showed up, I immediately packed up all my gear. And as soon as I got here, pulled the top down. Tarp was down, sleeping bag and sleeping mat were rolled up, shoved in the back, and I packed everything up as I went. But the idea was just to make it not look like it was nothing that looks like a tent or a sleeping bag, nothing where I was laying down, just in case like they were trying to fuck with me and the cops showed up to get me with camping illegally or some shit. Oh, you're snoring hard. Hell yeah, I was. I knew I was gonna too. I could feel it. You know, whenever I wake up for a second. I guess it started raining out. I woke up, heard the rain, and said, "Ah, fuck it," went back to sleep. So, something like that. Got a few reports. We were watching the live last night. But I don't get to do the sleep lives often. Usually, I do them when I'm near a road or something, where like a highway or interstate where cars are moving. Because TikTok, and I get why they did it. You know, so many people like doing, you know, stupid manipulation lives or whatever. But if you have a static imagery, it's called static imagery, there's nothing moving on screen, it'll warn you first at the 5 minutes. And then like a couple minutes later, it'll take you live down. And then you get throttle abuse for a while after. So the sleep lives have been very few and far between. But being on the tarp, the wind was moving the tarp, I had the light on and all that. I'm like, yeah, we're good, we can get this going. And I finally got a sleep live in. So all you folks that got the I Slept With Anyway Man t-shirt, you can wear your shirt for a night. Florida boy with the Harvey, vintage chaos with the Harvey. I heard you holler for Justin a few times. Not my husband. My husband, Justin. What a weird fucking couple of weeks here, guys. Wildfires and tickets and warnings and indecent exposures. Women hitting on me, then fail to mention they have a boyfriend, and then contacting me after forgetting whose number it is. So I got to pretend to be her boyfriend's wife. And she was so mad that he was cheating on her. Yes. You know, in the end, she did realize it was me. I did state who I was, and she thought I was like her mom's neighbor or something. You know, I don't fucking know. But at one point, there was 3 people's lives I affected in a very negative manner because of my little tee-hee, you know? So for those who don't know, someone gave me their number, we were chatting, they wanted me to go over their place that night. I decided no, it's already like midnight, you know, I was like, no, I'm going to bed. So I just went out and camped instead. So they hit me up the next night, not realizing whose number it was, because they were dating someone, so they're dating someone named Justin, so they deleted probably all the messages we did, but still had the number somehow, so I'm assuming they left like their emote, they put a smiley face emote at the end, assuming they left that there or something. So they start texting me about their boyfriend the next night, not realizing who I am. So I immediately started pretending to be the boyfriend's wife, you know, the wife that she didn't know about. And I ran that for a little while. I was laughing my fucking ass off, folks. I tell you right now, I was fucking rolling at my camp spot, you know, on the other side of town here, having a good old fucking time. But then I told her who I was, and she still thought I was like her mom's neighbor fucking with her. I was like, what? So for a very brief moment, I fucked up 3 people's lives real quick. You know, I fucked hers up because at some point she deleted her boyfriend's phone number and all their conversations, probably for damage control in case the wife, me, kind of like, you know, felt a certain way about it. So after I let her know, she thought it was her mom's neighbor or something. You know, there's not a lot of critical thinking skills here. But, you know, I guess I wasn't attracted to her brain to begin with. I thought it was really cute. She was so shy, she couldn't ask me to come over. She had to, like, go to the other side of the bar and text me, hey, you want to come over tonight? Want to hang out? I think I could really use some loving, is what she tells me. You know? And I was like, you know, another time. It'd be great to see you before I leave town. I'm already gone at that point, you know, when I responded. I was like, I'd love to see you before I leave town, but, like, you know, tonight's not good for me. I'm fucking tired, dude. But I almost fucked her life up because she deleted all her boyfriend's fucking phone number and conversation. The boyfriend almost fucked him up because, like, now his girlfriend thinks he's married. And some random fucking neighbor, her mom's random fucking neighbor, she was very upset at for whatever reason. Yeah. But The only one in the end that got fucked up, because now she doesn't think that her boyfriend's married. She knows it was me. This like guy was taking photos that she met. And the mom's neighbor's off the hook because she knows it's me. The only one that's fucked is her. You know, not in a terrible way, but now she just needs to go to her boyfriend, you know, the person she's dating, get his phone number again, and explain why she doesn't have his phone number anymore. You know, she'll probably play the "I got a new phone" trick, but I don't think it's gonna. She's not that smart. You know what I mean? Even after I told her who I was, she couldn't figure out who I was. For fuck's sake, you know. So I am really curious of how that played out. You know, hey hon, how you doing? Great to see you. You know, I'd love to hang out with you again. Why'd you show up at my work? Why don't you just call me, text me? You haven't texted me in days. Well, my phone got hacked. You see. Jesus, why his son Justin in his five What's up, Jet? Gregory, you're it, by the way. Just throwing that out there real quick. You are officially it. In this case, you shielded. No. Queen Diva always drops a shield. Damn it. Did you drop a shield, Gregory? Did I get you? Be honest. I can only see your last 10 comments. I try to get a Houdini yesterday or something. Oh, Punky with a fancy shield. Fill you in later on what I missed. I almost got charged with a decent exposure for shitting in my bucket because I was sitting on it. That's probably the gist of it. Oh my God, boy, did I, Trevor. Mudman was amazing. I spent $20 for a burger, a fries, and a drink. I opened the bag. I did a video. I'm gonna post a video on this probably later today. I opened the bag and I was like, oh, really? Pay $20 for this? I take the fries out. It's a good amount of fries, but I'm like, dude, for $20 probably, you know? Like, it's not a lot. But I pulled the burger out. I got the biggest burger, the double patty one. I pulled that out and I'm like, wow, I couldn't even finish it. Dude, when the fuck have you guys ever seen me not finish a meal? I could not finish it. There was still like this much left. I just couldn't get it down. I was like, all right, that was money well spent. It was really good too. It was really fucking good. Quick as fuck. You're right, the bucket's for sitting, not shitting, but Detective Karen out here didn't get the memo. So after I got the burger, I went and got some green stuff in town, right? Got two little pre-spun guys for $15, 1G, you know what I mean? The nice big ones. I'm like, hell yeah. Then I go to the store, get some shit, come back here, sit on a bucket. A car pulls up. This car pulls up looking at me, and I'm away from my tarp. I packed my tarp up because I don't want to, the cops are involved now. But I'm sitting on my bucket, and this car pulls up, and they're staring at me. There's two women staring at me, and I wave. Hey, I'm a nice guy. You know, hey, how you doing? And then I didn't think much of it. They speed off. And I'm like, what the fuck? Whatever. But I immediately realized, fuck, man, I lost that bag that had the green stuff in it. Fuck. I just got it, you know? I was like, God damn. So now I gotta go retrace my steps. And as I'm retracing my steps, the police show up. Hey, you matched the description of an indecent exposure call we just got. I'm like, you know the fuck I do? The fuck I do? They're like, nope, not me. I'm like, oh, you matched the description. You got a call that someone's pissing and shitting all over the forest. Yeah, not me. The only bathroom I used was Mudman Burgers over there. You know, the burger place you guys recommended. So, explain, like, it's the only bathroom I used, right? Long story short, because people have already heard the story fucking 9 times. They let me go. They cut me loose. But at one point, he asked me point blank again. And he's like, hey, Aussie Protection Services, no fucking way. Did someone say burger? At one point, he's like, hey, were you pissing and shitting in the woods? And I'm like, what? No. I fucking told you. I only went to the bathroom over here. And you can kind of see, I was like, what? You know? Like, is this a real conversation I'm having with another grown adult, you know? And he's like, well, it's a very common thing here. What? Your biggest problem out here is people shitting? You got serial shitters all over the place, huh? Oh, goddamn. Call the forensics team in. Folks, we got another steaming pile over here. You know, they got a little crime scene all marked off. They got little fucking pins with numbers on them for the forensics team. Like, goddamn. And again, I'm not sure if the cops are following me after that. Small town Montana, maybe got nothing better to do. Or if I was just super aware of police after interacting with them. Never found my green stuff. I'll get some more after this. But, yeah, like, I don't know. There was 3 different cops that would be walking And I was walking random directions because I felt like I was being trailed. You know what I mean? So I was walking random directions to get back to camp and then walking a straight line back. So, like I said to go from here to there, like I was supposed to. I went from here down to here, down over here, over to there, up to here, and then came down that way. Yeah, they seem to be gone by then. But like, I don't know, the same cop drove by me like 2 different times. The same cop would drive by me. That happened like twice. I seen people parked, like the cop car parked at a parking lot on a business. I was walking down that street. That happened 3 times. You know, and we going to take a turn, and another cop would take that turn. That happened twice. So I maybe got nothing better to do, just fucking skirting me or whatever. Or I was just hyper aware of police after interacting with them. You know. Yeah. Little shit out lines on the ground. They're drawn like poop emojis though. Like the one you just did. Somewhere there's a detective out here wearing an old-timey transcontinental suit. You know, he comes home and he hangs his coat up. He puts his head down, he sighs. His wife's sitting there chefing up a meal, you know. Hey, what's going on, honey? It happened again. No, not again. Yeah. Oh, on 12th Street. 12th Street, a big triumphant dookie motherfucker. You know, just sitting there steaming. It was still steaming by the time we got there. Oh, no, you just missed him. We just missed him, hun. We just missed him. This forensics team could get off their fucking ass. We could find out who's doing the poops. You know, and then there's me walking down the street. Hey, guys, how you doing? I know he has an involvement in the shits. Just can't figure out how. Something to do with that bucket. A designated shit sniffer. It's not a dog, it's a human. Captain Crap, you've got a situation over here. They sent the chief of police. They sent the chief of police to come talk to me about taking a shit in a bucket. The bucket wasn't mentioned in the conversation. So I didn't think, I was just like, what the fuck is this? You know? I'm not mad at the cop. I'm mad at the person that called, but I didn't even realize what was happening yet. It wasn't until the end of the conversation I was about to walk away. Where I was like, no, like indecent exposure? Fuck no, not me. You know, like, well, yeah, we got a call that someone matched your description was shitting and pissing in the woods, like all over the place. I'm like, yeah, that's not me. The only place to use the bathroom was over here, the fucking burger place. And it wasn't until the very end of the conversation I remember like the people coming up, me waving, and them speeding off. I didn't even think. I didn't even put the 2 and 2 together yet. Because immediately after that, I was looking for that fucking bag and I lost it, trying to track it down. Right, so when I was walking away, I was like, wait a second, hold on, officer. Like, I have a bucket that I sit on, you know, and I'm sitting on my bucket up in the woods. Like, I'm sure they just saw me sitting on the bucket and immediately assumed I was taking a shit. And immediately pulled the cop thing. He's like, where is all your gear? You know, oh, where's my camp? Yeah, over that way. I'm over that way, by the way. Yeah, over there. Over that way. By the supermarket. Because no one found my camp yet. So still, even now, no one's found my camp yet. You know, besides that one person, house dad tweaking last night. Some guy was walking his dogs over here a while ago. He seemed really cool, but my shit was all packed up by that point. That's the thing. I immediately packed up my tarp, sleeping bag, everything got packed up quick. That's why I set up the way I set up too, so I can have everything down super fast if I need to. It doesn't have to be packed up neat. I just need to get it down. There's situations like that, you know what I mean? If they're actually trying to figure out where the shit is, where the bucket is, or where I am, they show up here, they see the tarp, you're illegally camping. They show up here now, I'm just sitting. You know, this is a commercial area and not privately owned, plus no signs posted for no trespassing or anything like that. You need to kick me out of here first. And then if I come back, I'm trespassing. But if I have the tarp up and all that, hey, yep, he's camping. Here's a nice fucking ticket. I'm not going to pay it anyway, but hey, I don't like to waste paper. Save the trees. The things Buckley's seen. Buckley has seen some shit. Where you at? Bam. Right there on my foot. Big old blue sticker. You sit and poop? Only when I'm on a toilet. I'm 15 minutes from town. I would never shit out here. You know, like, I would never dig a hole here, even though I'm getting more rural and all that. No, if I have a chance for a toilet, I'm going to go use the toilet. You know, I have no problem trying to live in a society when I'm in society. If I'm in the middle of nowhere and like whatever, you know, I'll dig a hole. I do the 8 inches hole. It's supposed to be 6 inches. I do 8. Dig a hole and fucking, you know, bury it back up. You gotta do what you gotta do. Plenty of through hikers do that anyway. But I'm in town. You know, I'm not gonna drop trow over here. Fucking, you know, I don't know where your kids are playing and shit. I ain't trying to fucking ruin that. So I fucking go use the toilet and sound like a normal human being. You have control over your bowel movement. I mean, yeah, I don't shit my pants on a regular basis if that's what you're asking. You know? One of the bad things you experience traveling. Weather, my biggest enemy for sure. I've dealt with bears. I've dealt with venomous snakes, spiders, the worst ones. But fine, you know. I haven't been, knock on wood, I haven't been bitten by anything venomous. Police, you know, not a lot. Most police just leave me alone, or like they got a call for something, they just go with it. You know, sit, not shit. Hell yeah, punk kitty. Lack of elk. There is like, you know, if I got charged today, you know, that's a giant uphill court battle. That's gonna be really hard for me to fucking beat. You know, because like I don't have enough money to get a lawyer, or even I don't have enough money to be arrested and proven not guilty. To be honest with you, it costs you about $1,000 to be proven not guilty in a court of law. What happens if you don't have that money? You go to jail to pay it off. Welcome to the for-profit prison system where slavery is alive and well. But New Orleans, a cop tried to charge me and my traveling homies with breaking and entering for a door he kicked in. The only reason I'm not in jail right now for 10 to 15, because they're going to believe a hobo or a cop in jail, in court rather. They're going to believe the cop every time. So the reason I'm not in jail for breaking and entering right now is that I record police interactions. You know? To the best of my ability, except when I go to the fucking store and I don't bring my fucking phones with me. Oh, rookie mistake, dude. That's fucking... First thing, like fucking traveling social media creator 101, always have a recording device on you. You know? Until I walked away and I checked in my sweater pocket and I had one of my phones in my sweater pocket the whole time too. So like I double fucked up on that whole situation. But don't worry about that. Don't focus on that. I wish I got the CAD number. I want to hear that from 911 call. Hello? There's a guy. Well, is everything okay? No, he's not okay. He's shitting. He's shitting and pissing everywhere. What? He's shitting in the woods. You saw him shitting and pissing? Yes, he was sitting on a bucket. What else would you do in a bucket but shit? Maybe he was just sitting. No, he was shitting. No. He waved at me and smiled. I heard the poop fall from his butt. Ma'am, calm down. It's going to be okay. We'll get him. We'll get him. We're sending the chief of police on the case right now. He was just sitting there smiling at me. Fucking hell, man. What has my life become? What is even happening? We gotta get these little bits of paracord here first. I'm gonna finish packing up, get the fuck out of here. I don't want Detective Karen coming back. Fucking mess it up. Maybe not being in jail for a decent exposure. You know, it's one of my favorite things in life. You know, being free. Have to keep that vibe going for a little while. So can someone remind me, if you happen to watch me live and I'm in a bigger town that has a Walmart, remind me I need to redo my paracord setup for my tarp. That's your guys' responsibility now. I can't do basic mundane tasks. I remind myself to do stuff. I'm too famous for that, you know what I mean? Cut up my whole rapid deploy ridgeline. These are all full, right? Yeah. This one's not. It's okay. Do not charge. Can't see this one. Let me charge or not. It didn't charge? No way. Oh shit. Oh, it did charge. Alright, we're good. I can't really see this one. It's tough to see at the daylight. Nighttime is not bad. Oh, is that just one dot though? Let me see it on here. Alright, whatever. I still got 4 full power banks. It was better than the 0 I had getting into this place. And then he was shitting. I want to hear that police call. I want to hear that 911 call so fucking bad. I didn't get a CAD number. I fucked up. Should know better. I do this for a living. But I would love to hear that fucking police call. There's got to be a way to get it. Hello, he's shitting. Who's shitting? He's the guy who smiled at me. Yeah, calm down. Where did you see the poop? Well, we will get the bastard. No one shits on our watch. For anyone that's joining, I wasn't actually using the bathroom. I was just sitting on my bucket before the allegations start. I had enough today. I was just sitting on my bucket, and someone assumed me sitting on my bucket, and then I was shitting in it. So they called the police on me and tried to bag me with an indecent exposure charge. The cop was cool about it. It was chief of police that showed up. He didn't hit me with anything. Or he wasn't weird about it. He was just responding to a call, you know. Trying to relace one of the parts of the pack here. He was shitting. I did not. I didn't think about the bucket thing until way at the end of it, like the whole conversation interaction. I was like, oh yeah, those people saw me sitting on my bucket. That was probably it. But I didn't think of any of that at the time. I was like, what the fuck? I thought it was someone from the internet. You know, I thought it was like, oh, fucking someone saw me on a live stream and they made some bullshit call. You know, hey, whatever, it happens, you know. If that was the case, I probably wouldn't even mention it on live. You know, don't give people that attention. Live on it, just wanted more of it, you know. But nope. It was a real situation, a real shitty situation. It's like a 1-800 number for shitting. No, I mean, they generally thought I was up to no good, and they witnessed it, whatever, you know, but I do, the only thing I'm really judging from those people that call me in is, like, you see a guy sitting down, the immediate thing is he's taking a shit. You know, like, why is that your first go-to? It's like those weirdos that no matter what's going on, it automatically has something to do with, like, don't even know how to say it on here, but like there's some weirdos that like no matter what is going on, there's something involving kids involved. No matter what the situation is, has something to do with kids. And it's like, why the fuck does your mind go to that first thing no matter what is happening? You know, it's the same vibe. Like, what the fuck do you mean? You saw a guy sitting down, you're like, oh, clearly that man's pooping. You know, there's some fucking weird people out there that would do something like that. I completely understand. But at least check to see if motherfucker's pants down. You know, am I doing shitting through my pants when you got a hole back there? You know what I mean? What the fuck? What are you gonna do? Made for a good story anyway. Anthony Bourdain said it best. When shit goes wrong, that's the best motherfucking story. And I got a giant burger today. You know, and a big old burger, feeling good. Gonna have to hit the green store again real quick as I'm walking out of town. Replace what I fucking lost earlier today. It's probably my biggest grievance of the day is me fucking up and losing that. How the fuck did it fall out of my pocket? How did I not notice? My dumbass. God damn. Oh, they keep falling out. Get it up. But now. Shitty Awareness Day. It is 5:26 in the afternoon, the evening, sorry. Do you know where your poop is? I think I'm missing something on the inside of here. It's packing up way too easily. Ugh. Tet Steaker do. Homemade by yours truly. Worked though. Held on the whole night.
I don't know, the cops are coming. The cops are cool.
Picking up my trash. Sip of water here too. There's so many dogs over there. Oh. Some power banks. It's rookie shit. I mean, Montana's not bad. I've only had 2 problems, you know. And like, no matter where I was at, if someone pulled up and said, "There's a guy fucking pissing and shitting everywhere," the cops will show up no matter what, right? But the one in Libby in Lincoln County, you know, that worked out. They only gave me a warning, but The only reason I got jammed up there was because two guys were stealing apples from the orchard on the other side of the tracks. And then the fucking cops show up and they see me because the truck left, you know? Guess one thing too, what if I was taking a shit in my bucket in the woods? Why is that a crime? You know, why was that even an issue? I'm not shitting on the ground, I'm taking it with me, obviously. You know? What's the issue here? I guess, you know, I'm close to roads. An eighth of a mile on one side, quarter of a mile on the other side. I don't know. I feel like I just mind my own business there personally. But especially because I was just sitting on my fucking bucket. You know? Like, I don't really understand how that was the immediate jump. You know? Hey, see that guy sitting there? Yeah, he's got to be shitting. I'm pretty sure you get decent exposure for that no matter what, right? I guess it depends how you're doing it. Maybe everything covered up, maybe not. I don't know. I just don't know. A weird day. At least, hey, sun's out. Don't worry about rain. Well, I was going to hang out in the tarp anyway today. It was to stay out of the rain. Looking pretty clear for now. We'll get to the outskirts of town. I'll get the fuck out of here now at this point, you know? Outskirts of town. By the time I get there, it'll be getting nighttime. And I can bip over and, sorry for the light effect there. Then I can bip over and just fucking try to hitch out tomorrow or something. I'm not far from the outskirts. Make sure I hit the right outskirts though. I'll switch to a different route. Alright, let's see. If I'm trying to get to Havre, 207 miles, 4 hours away. Which way is it sending me though? It's sending me up on the 40. There's all these towns along the way. Oh, no, I hit the interstate. I'm still fucking... Oh, I still can't make a decision, dude. Let's see. If I get to Kalispell, it's 14 miles. If I get down to 2, I can just hitchhike down 2, get right to Kalispell, get back on the interstate. From there? Is there an interstate there? I can get close to the 90 that way. It'll take me a while. That's a hell of a reroute. You know. Just don't know. There you go, Queen Bee. Oh shit. Linda's catching it. Oh, Linda, is that man pooping? Clutching her pearls, I'm sure. Where you are, a storm coming? Where you are a storm coming? My head hurts. Is a storm coming here? I had one yesterday. I got chances of rain, like scattered thunderstorms, or a stray thunderstorm throughout tonight and tomorrow. But even if it does rain, it ain't gonna be bad. You know, I'll just throw my small tarp over anything electronic and just fucking wait it out. Just get wet. Fuck it. I'm over today. No problem. I'm excited to figure out what you meant. I guess I got a little rest. I got the rest up last night. I did a lot of walking today, but it was without my gear and shit. I got probably like a little hour hike ahead of me. I'll put my music on. Go hit the green store, get some green stuff, maybe puff it while I'm walking. Fuck it. I don't have to do too much more human interaction today at all. I'll go live again later when I get to camp or whatever, but just gotta figure out which way I'm heading out of town. Do I go east or west? West will get me back towards the interstate. I got a hell of a reroute if I do that, though. Hell of a reroute. Or even could just fucking stick to my initial idea of grabbing a train out. I was hitchhiking the 40. It's right there. Just hitchhike the 40 and then try to get through Glacier Park. It's like 2 hours to get through Glacier. I am, full disclosure, trying to land on Monday where I can get a fucking motel. You know, like an affordable one that doesn't cost $1 million. That'd be nice. All right, let's see. Other side of Glacier Park. Browning is where it kind of ends. That's an hour and a half away on the 40. There has to be people going through traffic, right? There has to be people going through traffic. Even if I get dropped off in Glacier somewhere, I got plenty of power banks to do that. Yeah, that's what I'll do tomorrow. Try to hitchhike in all the way through Glacier. Anywhere I stop is going to be beautiful. You know, I get photos and videos along the way, even if I got to pot shot it all the way through. With my turlet in one hand and a joint in the other. Going to be hitting the green stuff while carrying my pooper. I gotta grab a new paracord anyway, but I almost forgot to untie this fucking tree from when I was tying the branches up. Whole idea is not to hurt nature. Put these tree branches down. Dude, you guys watched, anyone that watched the live yesterday? Oh, when I was setting the tarp up? Bro, that guy got so fucking mad. That wasn't he Forrest Sage on here? Oh my god, dude. He was so fucking pissed. I hated the way I set my tarp up. You know? Going fucking nuts. I don't know what a shibari tree is. Yeah, I only saw like a handful of comments from the dude, but he was fucking losing his mind in the chat from what little I saw. Yeah. He's like, I'm an expert bushcrafter. You know? Alright, guy, then go make a video about it. What the fuck? Fuck you in here for? So angry. Building a high wind shelter that held up just fine. But somehow I did it wrong. I don't know. Oh, roleplay. Oh, shibari. Yeah. I never got too deep into that. I never got too deep into it. Ugh. Raw with the follow. Star Candy with the repost. Thank you, guys. Get out of here in just a moment. I gotta start fucking walking. I guess the first time I gotta carry my gear around today because I have the camp all set up and shit. But at least the weather's nice. The fucking sun came out. I gotta worry about fucking rain and all that shit. No more thunderstorms, hopefully. Find a place to camp. I think I'm gonna go east. I'm just gonna go through Glacier Park. I gotta make a fucking decision. I gotta stop fucking spinning my wheels. Because, like, I'm getting more and more tired by the day. I'm not getting any miles. Doesn't make any fucking sense. It's been nice. Had a really good time. Get fucking great workouts, dude. You know? When I finally get, like, another couple days to fucking chill, like maybe a week or two from now, I'll fucking, when I heal up, looking fucking thick. As long as I keep my protein up. Maybe see me angry, upset, mad. I mean, I pop off on people on occasion, but you also don't follow me, Roman Leo, and you're on a backup account. So I don't know what you're getting at. You know what I mean? I prefer people to be directed up front. You know, so whatever the context is in which you're trying to speak in the chat, provide me the context on what you're talking about. You know, like you don't follow me on a burner account. What are you even getting out of somebody comment you left in here? You know, I have no idea what you're talking about. So if you want me to understand what you're saying, provide context with a better understanding of what the message is you're trying to get across. Trucking pretty out there, hell yeah. Oh, I don't know what SWVA is though. I can't fucking. Token hits me up and he's like, dude, let's race to fucking Boston. Whoever gets there first, you know, the loser owes him beer. I was like, yeah, man, fuck yeah. So he came the other day talking about it. I was like, huh? Fuck. Whoops. My bad. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's where we left off. Loser buys the beer. Might be mistaken. Southwest Virginia. Oh, like about the tri-state? Like Ashland, Asheville, Portsmouth, New Boston, Wheelersburg, Canova, the whole area over there. So yes, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Hell, I forgot about the whole fucking race. That doesn't tell you a lot about me. Too much going on at once, man. I can't keep up my own shit. You know? Figure it out someday. Oh, wait, so okay, you didn't say Ohio. Sorry, you said Virginia, West Virginia, Kentucky. Okay, my bad. I was thinking Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia. Gotcha. I'll figure it out someday. Yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. It's very competitive. Sometimes I am. When it comes to like video games, I'm fucking ultra competitive. Any kind of gaming. I'm like, I want to win. I'm not a sore loser nor a sore winner, but I'll do everything I can to fucking win. Comes to like gaming and shit. But I'm gonna get out of here after this puff. I have enough eventful of a day. I'm gonna come back later on my camp and all that. I'm gonna carry my beer. Walk of shame out of town here. Yeah, I've been hooked on League of Legends for the last year. I play 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes I get a 4th game in if I'm lucky. But I started playing. I was stuck in rain in Illinois. I didn't have enough power banks to go live. I didn't have enough for a motel. So I was just waiting for the rain out. You know, I had like a 4-hour rainstorm or whatever. So I was like, fuck it, I got time to kill. And fucking download a game. So I started playing League of Legends, the mobile version, Wild Rift, I think it's called, Wild Rift. So I started playing that then, and I really sucked at it. That's usually how I get hooked on games. I'm like, I gotta get better. And after a year, I can say I'm almost not shitty. You know, I'm pretty close to not being shitty. I was playing, they had a Dark and Darker mobile game last time I took a break last year. And I was trying to get everyone in there. Hitch was the only really interesting. He couldn't download the fucking game. He said it's only a US release. And then the thing fell off, like no one plays it anymore. But DACA mobile. It's like old school D&D. It was a good game. But I usually got something. You know, chess is always a staple. I'm always playing chess. You know, play it quick. I do the 3-minute timers now. Just so my ADHD does not want to do a 10-minute timer. Like, fucking move already. So I just do 3-minute timers when I'm playing chess now. But you sit down like gaming sessions, you know, like to play for like 2 hours straight isn't super common. It's not super prevalent. Oh, smoke at your own game. Fucking bring it, bitch. I want to publicly apologize for calling you a bitch right there. You just got to cave out, you know what I mean? What up, Keyblade? Welcome back. Yeah, I'm getting out of here in just a moment. I gotta go out of town now. Cheesesteaks was awesome. Hell, I've never had a fucking Philly cheesesteak. I gotta grab one someday. I've had cheesesteaks all around the country. I just never had a Philly cheesesteak yet. A chili feast steak. I never had a chili feast steak yet. I want to pretend that last time I just said that, the chili feast steak wasn't on purpose. It was a joke. No, that was an accident. Or whatever. It's been a day. Oh yeah, I gotta check out Philly at some point. Maybe I'll come down after my break in Boston. I haven't been to Philly in a long time. Plus, for a while, man, a good chunk of this year, it's been like I got places to go. You know, I have to go places. I have to do things. Do this collab or meet up with this one or, you know, race back to Boston and shit. It's like, oh. At least after my break, I'll be like, okay, I'm just going out. Just going out and travel. You know, just fucking see what I get into. I'll have more time. I'll have to race the cold line down come November and shit, but that's about it. Not too bad. Plus, I'm pretty familiar with that eastern line down and the highways, interstates, and train lines and shit, so should be fairly doable. Hey, Will, good to see you, homie. Melinda with the Hartney. Always good to see you, Melinda. Yeah, I'm about to roll out of here in just a minute, folks. Get your questions, comments, and insults in before I go. Thank you guys for watching the live. Appreciate you. It's always like, I don't know. We're all short-sighted creatures, so if my views are down, I'm like, I'm failing as a creator. You know, I forget about all the shit, like, all the, like, massive amount of people that watch my shit on a daily basis. But, every time I go live, there's always that fear. Especially TikTok's doing that thing again where it's like, I'll go live and I'll have like 30 people in my live after like 3 minutes. I'm like, fuck, is it over? Is it finally over? You know? And then within 10 minutes, 200, 150, 200, whatever. You know? I worry about the wrong shit sometimes. Get him, Gregory, get him. Have a good one. You too, Shadow, you too. Patrick Geno's are trash. Good to know. Good to know. Like seeing you. I like you being here, Melinda. It's so fucking cool. I didn't realize you were. So my merch supplier is Smiley Creations, right? And I knew of them for a long time. They worked with another creator I used to be friends with. Used to be in the key word. Fuck that person, by the way. But regardless, Smiley Creation does my merch and has so for about a year now. And I'm very happy. I fucking love working with Smiley in all ways. But I didn't realize that Melinda, who's been here a long time, was Smiley's mom. So Smiley's mom, Melinda, said, hey, check this guy out. And that's how we ended up interacting. That's the only reason I have merch right now. You know? But let me go on, get out of here. I got about an hour of walking left. I want to be in camp by like 7:38 at the latest. Fucking roll my sleeping mat out and jump on my bitch. A nice little spot I had here for a little while, though. Go home, get. No, sorry. He travels today. I'm walking out of town, dude. I got accused of indecent exposure today, so I think it's time for me to get the fuck out of here. I'm going to give the short version because I'm leaving, but basically someone saw me sitting on my bucket, assumed I was shitting because I was sitting on a bucket, and then called the police on me, and the chief of police showed up to check me out. The police didn't wrap me up. They didn't break my balls or anything like that. You know, they're just responding to a call. I don't know if the police would kind of follow me around after that while I was walking around town, or if I was just hyper aware of the police being there. You know, just a situation. But I don't know, man. They saw me sitting on a bucket. They're like, clearly he's fucking shitting and pissing all over the woods, and that's the call they got. You know, because the bucket, I don't think was mentioned. Like the chief of police didn't mention the bucket at all. Small town, you know what I mean? They probably got fucking 10 cops on duty in total. And usually it's probably bagging people coming through the state park, or the national park, Glacier Park, just bagging them for tickets and shit, make their fucking income. But when I was about to walk away from the chief, when we're done, I was like, wait a second. I was sitting on my bucket. Someone saw. I didn't even think about it. It didn't even click until I was about to walk away. I was like, yo, wait, hold on. I was sitting on my bucket, officer, and someone saw me sitting on my bucket. They probably thought I was shitting on it, but it's just a bucket, so I keep all my expensive electronics. You know, it's like a hard case. But immediately he's like, I was like, yeah, with my gear and equipment, I got a bucket. I was sitting on there. He's like, where is your gear? I was like, oh yeah, it's over that way. I'm over there. I don't want cops hanging up on my shit. Not a nice way to treat Buckley. Look, Buckley is for sitting, not shitting. God damn, I got it right on the side of the bucket. That'll alleviate some problems. Yeah, you know, I get the apprehension. You see someone sitting on the bucket, you know, what's he doing? But like for that to be the first judgment, the first like thought, oh, clearly he's shitting. You know, that's a fucking 10-year sentence, brothers and sisters. You know, that's a long time in jail. So I'm glad I didn't get wrapped up in anything stupid. I'm all right. Everything's fine. I feel an overwhelming urge to get the fuck out of here now. If not for anything else, just for the fact that, like, it's a small town in Montana, dude. Like, everyone and their fucking mother here knows about some guy shitting on a bucket in the woods. I'll be walking around town holding a bucket. Come on. Oh, it's the same urge you had to shit in the woods, right? Oh, Gene, you got your fucking Batman cape on, huh? I see you, world's greatest detective. Hell of a job holding a squat, man. All right, let me get the fuck out of here. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate y'all. I'm going to try to come back later, but we'll see. I've had a hell of a day. Maybe I'll just fucking chill out tonight. Plus, I went live a decent amount yesterday, right? We're live from camp in the morning, live when I was charging, live when I set my tarp up, you know, walking around looking for an outlet, then live when I was setting my tarp up, then live from the tarp at night. Fell asleep on live. If I haven't done sleep live in a while. It was nice, you know. Maybe I can take tonight just to mentally digest everything that happened today. Yeah. What the fuck? So let me go and get out of here. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you all soon. If you guys find this shit entertaining, you think the entertainment's worth something to you, donation links are in the bio. The only thing I ask is that you watch long enough to get some entertainment out of it. You know, you guys are awesome. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back either later tonight or tomorrow to see me hitchhiking out of here. Get out of here.